what the moon would look like with a black eye. Maybe it's like I'm going blind. Maybe I should give it a try. Give it a long, hard look at it all, and ask, why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? Just another nail in my coffin wall, asking, why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? When I scream, will you hear me? And ask, why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? When I scream, will you hear me? Why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? When I scream, will you hear me? Another storm's made landfall in my life. I used to think nothing was sharper than a stare from your eyes. Your words got deeper and deeper than I can take, and I'm afraid that I'll fall asleep and you'll be gone before I wake. I gotta give a long, hard look at it all, and ask, why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? Just another nail in my coffin wall, asking,
right when 5 die, it's a deicide, and the Food Fighters have killed 5.
Nothing can be done to stop Eternal Vanguard.
D5 puts them down for the deicide, and the sewer get flushed away. Food Fighters say put the diamonds in the bag. The Scepter of Dominion, everyone freeze. A quadra kill. He's not Who's up next on the chopping block? Is it? Yeah, it's a quadra kill.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to OSL, Olympus Smite League. We're here with Season 9, Week 4 of the Athens division while we watch the Cyberpunk Otters take on the crew. Morty here in the booth along with Musy. Next to me here in Musy. Tell me how you're feeling, big dog.
I'm feeling pretty excited for today. I love me in Athens Get Down Shindig. It's still pretty early in the season. I mean, trade deadline has been passed, so the rosters that you see in the here and now are the rosters that we will have for the rest of the season. And when it comes to both CPO and the crew, I'm pretty excited about both of the rosters that they got locked in so far. I mean, Cyberpunk Otters, you've got Bobby Inbound, Chunga Best. I mean, there are so many fun names. On the other side of the water, the crew is sitting there with Deduin and Koja Fox. Like, everybody on these teams is a star-studded athlete in their own right. That is the nature of the Athens divisions, because this is where the best of the best come into play. I mean, there's no sub-slots at all. It is just the 5 that you got to toe down with. So I'm very excited, Mort. It's still early in the seasons, but playoff contentions are starting to enter the minds of these teams.
And, you know, let's take a look at these playoff contentions. We've got a standings update that we can show off to y'all, and here is exactly where we're at. So the two teams that we're looking at today, the crew a little bit farther down on the bottom, and Cyberpunk Otters 2 spots above at 11 and 9. So one team which has one more win than the other, but both teams have suffered 2 losses. So we've got a bit of a lower part of the 12 teams. You know what I mean? I think it's still going to be really exciting to see, you know, who wants to jump up farther, who's looking to climb towards the top and earn top seed.
I mean, the fights between the lower teams always get scrappier and dirtier than, say, the upper division teams, at least in this stage of the season. Because like I said before, like, we're starting to think about how are we getting into playoffs? And if you're the crew, if you're, you know, CPO, you got to start sweating about it, right? This is a very important set. Vault Band's there for you on the screen just to remind you what is going on when it comes to picks and bans in this set. Once a god is played, they can't be played again. So if you're not familiar with how we do it, there you go. Now you know, right? You get Thor once, and then that's it.
Yep. And that is it for any god. So that definitely changes things up when it comes to picks and bans. And speaking of picks and bans, here we are. That's look at this, how magical it is to just pop up on us. But bans that are underway, what can we be expecting here, Muse?
So there were some changes recently to the ban content. One of the gods that was banned before is no longer comp banned. I think it's very relevant. Agni, we have not had a chance to see too often in Athens, but now we should have a chance to see it locked in. If anybody's picking it up, I'm thinking maybe the crew for Deduin has the potential there. I feel like Agni's pretty strong, is able to use the Bluestone Soul Reaver build that has kind of crept back into favor recently because of how much value Shifter Shields has to a lot of these players. Beyond that, you know, I always like to think about solo lane. Mordred's still very strong. Achilles, Cabrakan, I mean, you see it talked about on Twitter, how those picks are still very high in contention. ADC has seen some shifts that I think could kind of change up of what we think is good. Hoyi is still very much a very like a valued top pick that gives Cupid a lot of relevance because he is the natural counter pick. But there are some picks like the Artemis, the Xbalanque, the Neath Aspect, characters that have a lot of attack speed that can abuse some of the newer items that were put into the game, i.e. Silver Branch Bow, Toxic Blade, Dominance, where you can really lean into just a spammy yellow numbers build and Sunbeam Bow, everything like that, because your attack speed is pushing like 4.0. The numbers that these characters are putting out are absolutely ridiculous.
You know, there's something that I want to think about here. When you mentioned the Agni pick earlier on, how it's just now becoming available. Hydrogen is one of the few carries that we've seen throughout Smite Prime that has utilized Agni's aspect of combustion over in the carry role. Is it meta? It's not the greatest, but draft strategy here, Muse, bear with me. If Hydro picks up the Agni pick, that means Cyberpunk Otters can't have it.
Yes, it is a really solid flex pick to put in lane. I mean, Agni is one of those picks that when you put it in the dual lane, maybe not as valuable as your mid pick, but still very aggressive and has a lot of kill potential and pressure in lane because of how well he can poke you and how well he can just burst you kind of out of nowhere. So I do feel that there are some potential shenanigans to be had in that arena. But when it comes to what we tend to prioritize overall, me personally, I'm in the camp of getting a solid jungler right out the gates. I mean, Aladdin, Kali's still very strong. Thor's very good. Susanoo's, kind of pulling up here as something that's a bit more valuable these days because he can just do so much damage so quickly.
This Aphrodite ban makes a lot of sense, not just because Chang'e Best shows a lot of value to the Aphrodite pick, but also Cherio. I got to watch a Cherry scrim the other day, a couple days ago, and Cherry seems to be favoring these backline-oriented supports, much like the E-set aspect. And I feel like Afro fills a somewhat similar role. You know what I mean? So I think that it makes a lot of sense to take that away, along with Mordred and Newt, who has been very popular, and another pick that Chang'e Best loves to value.
Yeah, the Mordred ban from Cyberpunk Otters is a near direct call out against Crow, the solo laner for the crew. Yeah. And I feel like the Afro ban from the crew, not only, like you said, a call out to Chang'e Best and Cherio, but also a necessary ban if you want to play that Mordred because she plays so well into that character. So it's a good 1-2 punch so far from the crew in Cyberpunk Otters to kind of play that game of what they want to pick for. So seeing what is off the board so far, I'm noticing that like Thor could be a potential first pick here for the crew, especially because there aren't that many other, big boy junglers left to pick from here.
Aladdin taken off the table along with Daji. So now we're waiting on our first pick. And who do we want to put prior on? It's Xingtian, and that's going to be a fun one to watch. You've got a lot of utility, and I wonder if this is going to go to Koja over in support or maybe to solo for Crow.
This is another pick that can be flexed in either of those roles. Xingtian is so annoying to play against. Believe me, I felt it in real life. Thank you, Hinderman. He just has so much CC and a lot of sustain. The HP 5 that this character is able to rack up is just ridiculous. And because health is such a valuable stat right now, because Chin's Blade maybe isn't as strong as some of the ADC players would like it, and your mages are the ones that are going to be dealing that % health damage with Bluestone Soul Reaver, Xingtian kind of shrugs a lot of that off. He's good to interrupt. He's good to engage. He can play front or back, which makes him really valuable.
Honor is going to get locked in for the Cyberpunk Otters alongside the Sobek. So this looks like a very aggressive duo lane. First blood potential is through the roof because the combination of crowd control through Anhur and Sobek is like incredible. I mean, the pluck into a pin and then disperse on top. Now they're knocked up. You throw a pillar down so they're slowed and your basics do more damage. And then Sobek's got anti-heal. There is a lot of potential, not even just for kills, but by yourself, but also set up for your jungler, which Cyberpunk Otters will look at in a little bit. In the meantime, Bastet and Jingwei locked in for the crew.
Jingwei's a really solid pick into the Sobek by virtue of the agility that she can activate when she gets knocked up. By the Sobek, she'll be able to dash away, but the Awilix Hover is a very good answer. Not into the Jingwei, but the Bastet as well. I believe there's even a small window where you can pull the Xingtian as he tries to dash. So that is a spicy pick to put in the hands of Kyaka, where if you can get the timing right, you can cause a lot of damage to this crew composition. So if you're the crew, it's time to start thinking about maybe some characters that aren't as in the air so that they don't get countered by this Awilix as hard.
And we have seen some pretty wild combinations of knockups and then gravity surge. I was with you, I believe, for the Xerxes Hexstone play.
Yes.
So there's little things like that. If you've got good timing, you can take advantage of any knockup, whether it be Anhur's Disperse, Sobek's Pluck, or Morgan Le Fay's Dragonflight. All knockups that Cyberpunk Otters have to offer for Kieka, so they don't have to rely on their own knockup. You've got so many knockups to utilize with your team, but Achilles and Merlin to be on that side, which makes me think that Xintian is probably going to be going over to support, and then Achilles goes to Crow.
More than likely, I would agree. Yeah, and Achilles is another really strong solo laner that I know Crow knows how to pilot pretty well. What he does is just live forever, right? He's got that physical health shield. He's got sustain in the kit. And he can also build shifters fairly easily. He can go Bluestone or Warrior's Axe, which I feel like the Warrior's Axe start is maybe a little undervalued at this point. Waves are squishier, so you don't necessarily need the Bluestone to clear, especially when you're going up against something like the Jormungandr that's locked in, where the Jormungandr is just going to be clearing wave regardless of what you're doing. So the Achilles is really trying to poke out and aggress on this Jorm so that he doesn't get to feel as comfortable doing what he wants to do. Jormungandr is also fairly easy to execute, so if they don't have Aegis, that could be an opening here for Crow. More importantly, what I like about the Achilles pick is that because he's so tanky, he can maybe stick to the Morgan Le Fay a little bit easier, or at least keep the chase on if he decides to go after these backliners. Just got to make sure that you don't overextend past where your team is. So Cyberpunk Otters have a lot of CC that is able to make space for themselves. I look at Morgan Le Fay and Sobek, Tail Whip, Dragon Flight, and the fear that Morgan Le Fay can pop at her feet make it very hard for characters like a Bastet or an Achilles to stay on them in the moment. But if you can wait out that CC or find a way to keep the chase on afterwards, that's going to make the crew engage look pretty solid. I'm very interested to see what Koja Fox does with this Jing Shen and whether they want to play it a little bit forward with Bastet and Achilles or play on the back foot to help make sure that a Wheelix is not able to jump or dive on top of the Jing Wei.
Now, I am curious as to how the lane goes between Achilles and Yorm. I know you're our solo lane extraordinaire, but it seems like both of these guys kind of want to just throw abilities and step back. Neither are really looking for these super long expeditions. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like I was saying, Jormungandr can just clear wave, right? He can clear wave quickly, effectively, then go to the totem, go to the gold camp, whereas Achilles, I feel, really wants to brawl.
And brawling is what we'll be doing as we dive on into the game. It's ready for us, so here we go. Game one of the set of a best of three between the crew and Cyberpunk Otters. Week 4, Season 9 of the Athens division is happening right here, right now in Muse. We've got our races and our places. The floor is yours.
Chunga best. Chunga best. Chunga best. Bluestone right off the rip. So I know what this Morgan Le Fay build is going to be looking like. Mort, I mean, Shifter Shield is still a popular pickup for these mages, especially when they go Bluestone into Chronos Pendant, Soul Reaver, E-Staff. Then you pick up your Shifters, and then your build gets a little, flexible in terms of what you can do. I think a patch ago we were building Dwarven Plate after that. Maybe now not so much. But what this Morgan Le Fay is bringing to the table is that health shred that we need if you are Cyberpunk Otters. Because, man, Crow's going to be super tanky. Koja Fox is going to be very, very tanky. And this Morgan Le Fay can poke out, get those procs in order to keep these healthy tanks down. And that really is the name of the game for the patch these days. How are we killing tanks? The other way that I like to think about that is what this On Her and this Jing Wei are going to be accomplishing in terms of what their builds are going to be looking like. Because Jing Wei is a little different compared to the other ADCs right now in terms of her itemization. She's still building crit. She's not really doing the crazy attack speed shenanigans. She's, Deathbringer, Demonic Blades, and Penetration, going in, diving a backliner and killing them. Whereas the On Her is going to be more focused on trying to kill these tanks. So it's whose squishies get to die first at the end of the day. And how well can Chang'e Best and Tito's peel for each other when they have to deal with Hydrogen, Rabin, or even Crow harassing them out in that backline?
There is definitely two different tasks that Hydrogen and Tito's have picked up. And I'm wondering, once the squishies are gone, which tanks are going to prevail? We've talked about how Yorm and Achilles will interact in lane, but which one can provide more late game sustain? I'd like to think this Achilles can become kind of a raid boss, while Yorm tends to find some weird spots in the late game.
Yorm's role in that late game stage is to throw out the spit and poke and get procs with Bluestone and with Soul Reaver somewhere in that build, right? Yorm's really good for objective fights, for staring, for the staring contest. We're at the fire pit. Are you gonna go on me? If you're not, I'm just gonna constantly poke you out. I'm gonna constantly hit you with these ticks and force you to back, and then we're gonna pull for a fight. The crew, in my eyes, are the aggressors in most team fights. Cyberpunk Otters are playing for a counter engage. If they are engaging, it's going to look like an Awilix Salt for the most part, an Awilix Salt or a Sobek Pluck, something along those lines in order to really get something started here.
So we've got a gank over here on the right side. Beast shows up for a moment along with Rabbit. And in just a moment, the Firebrands will spawn, and both junglers want a piece of that sweet hot pie that just got out of the oven, and I cannot blame them. It's sitting on the windowsill, and it smells real good. I'm levitating off of the ground, and I'm making my way over to the Fire Giant pit, and it looks like Rabbit will have the first hands on it.
Now, something to note here right away, Beast getting hit by the Bastet whip there before this fight starts is going to put this Awilix in an awkward spot, but Crow's like super low on mana, so it's going to be a favorable fight for Cyberpunk Otters going in here. Changabest also has ult, so the crew can't really contest these rocks too much, but after this point, you just have to make sure that your jungle doesn't get scooped away or taken away from you. And this kind of makes sense, right? Because this is playing back into what we understood before, where we knew.
Okay.
Oh?
Wait, that's really bad news. Crow's
no.
taken down extremely low. Thanks to the gank from Beast, down they go. First blood goes to Cyberpunk Otters. Rabbit's able to get back to the tower and will not fall, but Crow does.
Man, and it's so unfortunate because we knew that the Achilles didn't have any mana to take that fight, right? Yorm's got better clear than Achilles. That's the way that the news goes. Achilles is here to try to bully your health bar, but that can't really happen until he has a couple more items online. Like these early games, Achilles, you really are just kind of hanging out. You're hanging out, you're farming, you're hitting stuff, you're waiting for your powers. Like, I'm going to get my shifter shield online. Maybe I get to pick up something like a Glad Shield too. Then this guy's going to pay. Jormungandr's got Shell. All I need to do is put him within a threshold and then ult the guy, and then we're good, right? So early game, Cyberpunk Otters are going to have some more leverage over that solo side of the map. So it's an unfortunate death for Crow to take there, but not game-ending by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, his lane gets a little bit harder, but it was Beast who got the kill, so Zazu shouldn't have too much gold over this Achilles right out the gate, just losing a bit of experience. So there's a chance for him to play out this lane, still chill for a little bit, maybe look for a rotation once this mid pad spawns, because that's what I'm looking at next for our next engagement here, Mort. That's an early game swing point that could go either really well for the crew or cement a really solid start for the Otters.
And that's a pretty solid way to start things off. Another kill for the Otters as Deduin's going to fall to the hands of Changabest. A great kill there. Ult utilized from both sides, and that's bad news for the crew.
Not done yet, though.
The washing machine takes two up for a ride, and Rabbit's there. Follows up with a root and a stun right after. Lurking in the waters to find the chop, but will give the kill to Beast instead. Lurking in the waters found a slow, though. Beads away the gravity surge. Rabbit seems to be in trouble. Finds a kill through catcall, and then jumps back, but not able to escape. Beast will get the kill as soon as Rabbit lands, so not a worthwhile transaction for the crew. Cyberpunk Otters get the upper hand.
It's crazy, too, because Koja Fox had a really solid ult there to be able to scoop some people up, but we just didn't quite have the damage to follow up on it, and the rotation there from Beast, who has his Jotun's Revenge online, to get one kill, have the cooldowns to be able to get another kill soon after. I mean, taking 5 seconds off your ultimate ability and a second off of your non-ultimate ability, that is the difference between life and death in a lot of these fights. Plus a little bit of early flat pen, too, to deal with these squishies. That's 3 kills so far for Beast. And Awilix is one of those characters that wants to get that ball rolling early. She can absolutely snowball a game. So it's a very scary start for the crew here.
Scary indeed. For the other side, though, Cyberpunk Otters, they feel great. Zazu's taking away blue buffs. he's having the time of his life, jumping around. I mean, that lane has been neutralized. Crow is just poking him with the spear, trying to deal some damage. But let's look at the middle part, or left side of the map, too. A gank from Rabbit. Tito seems to be in trouble. Suffers a bit of damage from Razor Whip, but we'll get their camp pretty easy. But Koja Fox gets plucked, taken to the hands of Changabest, knocked up through Dragon Flight. And then Koja Fox is able to jump away, but suffers quite a bit of damage.
30 seconds until this mid pad spawns. The crew want to be here for this. They really want to contest this because after you get this mid pad, this is what spawns those lane pushers, but also drops that consumable that pings the map and gives everybody vision and helps you move a little bit faster. This can snowball into early gold furies if Cyberpunk Otters take this and play the map right, because you have an Awilix who is fed, and you have a Jingwei who can just get ulted by an Awilix and put down to size, right? Although Hydrogen is holding well for himself so far against this on her. She is a scaling pick, so the crew just needs to weather the storm from the Cyberpunk Otters' early aggression, who did just get that ritual and will deny the crew their chance to be able to get their own pushers. You need to have either 75 crystals or more crystals than the other team in order to get those pushers, and it's just no way to make it happen on the map right now for the crew. So keep an eye out for Cyberpunk Otters. Can they leverage an early lead? The answer should be yes, right? Go gank a lane, go make something happen somewhere, or just start stripping buffs away from the crew. We can start taking purples away from Hydrogen, delay the inevitable push from this Jingwei. That's a time bomb right there. We can try to go for mid tower, open something up, or we could get ganked.
Gank over in the mid lane, forces away the ult from Chang'e Best, who doesn't get dove out of the tower, but suffers a lot of damage. Forced to recall. No chance that they stay around for long, but Beast is there too. We've got some reinforcements. Cherry rotates over as well. A little bit late to the party, but at least we ensure Chang'e Best safety. We're 8.5 minutes into the game, and it looks like it's about a 2K gold lead, more or less, for the Cyberpunk Otters. 1-4 is the kills, but wait a minute, we've got some action on the right side of the map. Looks like Crow is diving under the tower. No, Zazu's diving under the tower, past the tier 1 to look for more skirmishing with Crow. Low on health, but high on hopes as we hop into the World Serpent. As Rabid rotates over to the right side of the map, Zazu is forced to use their ult to escape, but can they escape? They already used all 3 jumps, and Crow's hot on their tail, and in execution range, a little bit of damage will get them there. Phantom Shell won't save you from Fatal Strike, but a lot of damage thrown onto Crow, but eye for an eye. Looks like both solo laners will fall.
Zazu wanted to, well, hold on, that's a good pluck.
That's a very good pluck. He can lurk in the waters to slow them down. Rabbit doesn't have a jump. Will we find a chomp after the knock-up? No, we knocked him out. B said, that's my kill. What are you doing, Cherry?
That's a good kill from Beast there. I actually wouldn't have liked to see Cheerio take that kill. It should go to Beast,
Agreed.
who makes that rotation over. I mean, this Awilix is already ahead. This is going to get them turbo farm. That's awesome. Now, Zazu went for the proxy on that tower, potentially to go take a look at rocks afterwards, but you really have to respect the damage that Achilles can do. Remember, Achilles cannot clear wave that well, right? He was not designed for that. That's not what he's meant to do, but he can deal a bunch of damage to you. He can put you in a dangerous health threshold to follow up and get that execute. So if you're Jormungandr, proxying might not really be too much of an option for you unless you've established a very significant lead. I mean, you already outclear the wave. You don't necessarily need to proxy unless you're looking for a rotation like a gold pull.
Oh, 3K health on this Gold Fury. Hydrogen and a couple of members of the crew are aware. Beast walks up to zone. It's down to 1,000 health.
Oh, we're committing.
Koja Fox jumps in, but
Oh,
who
no!
ends up burning it? The crew end up stealing. Hydrogen throws a couple basics, and thanks to that damage from Dagger of Frenzy, that is an easy grab from Hydrogen with an extra arrow from the quiver.
It's so interesting to see Cyberpunk Otters stick to that gold instead of dropping it and looking for a fight, but we weren't really positioned to look for a fight there. And you know that the crew is going to respond at least in some capacity, and that we stick it. We don't really have great confirm on the Cyberpunk Otters roster. It's really like your Morgan Le Fay's your mage burst damage, but she's like a chip mid laner. She does not, have that big kaboom that you're looking for. On her Impale, maybe, not quite. So we end up burger flipping the gold and then ultimately lose it. That's going to help the crew in a big way. So we got a kill over in solo, and then we went over and stole a gold fury. All of this aiding Hydrogen and getting to that late game, because this Jingwei is an inevitable bomb that is going to explode on the Cyberpunk Otters backliners if they cannot find a way to accelerate the pace of this game.
one thing I'm thinking about is how not only did we take away a Gold Fury token from Cyberpunk Otters, but also us grabbing that token as the crew. Now we move out of base faster. Now we farm a little bit of fish. Oh, the cat block charge prey. That was really
nuts.
smooth. That was nuts. That was like, that's Athens. This is Athens we're in here, Rapid. That no beads needed. That was smooth.
Good stuff there. I mean, the cats are so annoying from the Bastet. They can eat a couple of autos. They can eat the plucks. Up to your tower, Crow. I mean, hey, that's one way to proxy. But look at the positioning here from the Sobek. Plucks another cat. Shout outs. You know, if you're Rabbit, you're just like, good kitty. I love that.
Relax your muse. We're going over to the Fire Giant pit, and Koja Fox has suffered a little bit of damage.
Stampede.
Down to half health. Stampede along with the washing machine takes up 2. Naduin is able to get the kill and find a shutdown, but Chang'e Best takes down Koja. So jungler for support so far. Zazu dives in, diving away from the crew. They're on top of this fight is what it looks like. Naduin is just slamming damage so far. Cherio is able to sustain quite a bit of it through Yogis though, and healing up pretty rapidly. The crew looking for this fight, able to lock down Cherry for a moment, forces out, lurking in the waters, and we're still going in. Fatal Strike off the mark, but that's fine. Crow is still able to find the kill through a couple basics, and down goes Cherio.
It's a good fight from the crew. I like the call to chase after them in mid lane, knowing that they lost Beast. I mean, Beast is the one that has most of the kills for Cyberpunk Otters here so far, and cutting them down to size that is an important step here for Rabid, so that they can help equalize with Beast on the other side there. And I like the willingness to rotate from Crow, because hey, just because you lost your tower, just because you're down, doesn't change what you do. Doesn't stop the fact that you're a big threat to anybody with a health bar, especially with that execute. Now, it was a little bit off the mark. The Sobek slow and that lurking in the waters keeps Crow from just barely reaching the end there, but you get it at the end of the day, and that's all well and good. So this really good start from Cyberpunk Otters has been effectively neutralized by the crew. I mean, we stole a gold, and now we're winning fights, and we're playing a little bit more aggressive. If you're Cyberpunk Otters, we got to find a way to kind of put an end to those shenanigans. Zazu's taking a lot of Achilles doesn't have ult, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Now we have to try to think, like, where's our next fight, and where can we post up? Gold Fury is going to be spawning back up again. Crew could take a look at it at this point. Like, we're only a little bit behind, and this Jing Chen gets so much value. Who has beads? Not the jungler, not the mid laner, not the ADC. So if we can burn some ultimates and then go in with Koja.
Whoa. Pyromancer is getting burned by Cyberpunk Otters. They feel like they can take it, but the crew are going to contest it. Ult forced out from Chang'e Best, and Koja Fox pulled. That's a good pull. Ult for ult, but the crew are going to walk up and take the pyro for their own. They do have very nice objective burn. I think this is a smart play. The crew have an upper hand thanks to a couple poked out members of Cyberpunk Otters. Pyromancer gets taken out. The crew made a really smart play there.
Now, the only thing here is that we don't have the ultimate economy for this Moonlight Queen Naga unless Cyberpunk Otters give it up entirely. Look at this pull from the crew.
Yeah, they're scared. They're absolutely scared, but the crew are going to commit to the burn. It's down to 1,000 Runic Bomb thrown down. Looks like the crew are going to take the Queen Naga. Very nice play, but will they fight right after? Looks like they're feeling it, and lurking in the waters is going to be used. Cherio needs to escape, and Zazu continuing to zone in the back line, trying to distract members of the crew so Cyberpunk Otters can get right in. Things are looking good for the crew. Low health members across the board, but nobody's dead just yet. The crew is running at Cyberpunk Otters, looking for a stun, looking for a root, and Hydro finally takes down Tito's. Cherio falls. The dual lane for Cyberpunk Otters is dead, and Chang'e Best trying to put on the juke shoes. Consuming power heals them up quite a bit, and a gravity surge.
Holy damage!
Makes a really nice play, but Rapid's got damage too. Rapid's not here to play games. 3 dead for Cyberpunk Otters, and while they did lose Crow, the crew are continuing to skirmish under the tier 2 right side tower. Did you see that damage, Musy? Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. Cyberpunk Otters, can somebody get the license plate on that cat that just ran me over, dude? That was nuts. And that was so well played from the crew there. Being able to take that Pyromancer enables them to confirm the Moonlight Queen Naga, right? And that's the 1-2 punch here. This gold swing for the crew helps push them. They were like, Nova showed it was like a 1.4 gold deficit. They just yoinked a gold, by the way. This is darn close to a Mood's map lock, but look at the swing on that chart.
And it's going to continue to swing because Cherio gets taken back to Daduin. And we've got Crow here as well, 3 members of the crew on top of the mid lane ritual. And you want to talk about a swinging point, this is going to swing them even further in the right direction now that pushers are sent down all lanes towards Cyberpunk Otters towers. A little bit of gold going towards the crew, and things are looking very nice for them at the 17.5-minute mark. It's 8-8 on the kills, make it 9-8. I guess Rabbit's feeling a little hungry, and we're eating like a rabid beast. 9-8 is what it is, and a 2K gold lead. Make it 3 almost for the crew. Gold Fury is quite a bit ways away, but Fire Giant is up and available. The crew can keep making moves like this, and next thing you know, Cyberpunk Otters won't stand a chance.
This crew's gonna be looking for a gank on the left side here. Rabid
diving right under the tier 1 tower. A great jump over the wall. I don't even look at him. I let the cats take care of it for me. Rabbit is on a rampage.
Man, I love the way that the crew have been playing for these last, 5 minutes or so. Not only are we keeping crazy pressure on the map, we're just finding so many kills. And that guy's dead? He's out.
Oh,
he's dead!
The Soul Reaver
proc. Shout out! You want to find a guy that can kill tanks? Look no further than Merlin, another character that abuses the Bluestone Soul Reaver combination. But all of this, like I was saying before, because the crew have played so aggressively on the map, it's been one thing after the other, not giving CPO the chance to slow down. Now we get to pull fire, and Crow is able to have the time of their life zoning off all the damage from CPO. CPO have no way to approach this fire. Our tanks, our ADC is on the left side, so this is a free fire for the crew, and a lot of towers off the map to take. So with this first Fire Giant, ideally what we're doing, we're picking up Pyro, we're going to these T1s, and we're trimming those off. Then we back and look for gold, and then do it again.
As Crow is distracting members of Cyberpunk Otters while the fire and the pyro are burned away, Crow is just kind of running around in the jungle saying, who wants smoke? Rabbit does. Look at Rabbit diving under the...
Oh my!
Whoa! My goodness, where did Beast go? Evaporation. And... that is wild, but will we see more? The crew is, running away over on the right side, but the crew got what they wanted.
Man. A moment of silence for Beasts. My gosh. I mean, this Awilix was looking so good at the start of the game. They were 4-0. At this point, they're 4-3 and 3 levels down from Rabbit, who has been scooping up pretty much every kill for the crew here. All of the gold being funneled into this Bastet. They've got that Jotun's Reaper start, so it's a ton of flat pen, and now you have this Crusher too. So all of the dot damage that Bastet is doing with the tail whip and everything like that, now you've got Echo procs on there too, so it's just damage on damage on damage on damage. Finish it up with a Titan's Bane. Now we have some real pen, so now Rabbit is a dangerous threat to characters like a Jormungand or even a Sobek. Oh,
right. Oh, that was a 600 crit. And Beast is taken back under the bird. The tier 2 tower is falling right now. Hydrogen has damage for days and is burning that tier 2 very quickly. Down it goes. The crew are looking for a fight. Cyberpunk Otters just want to defend their Titan room. Lurking in the water is forced out of Cherry. So that's a really big ult taken away. Slowly but surely trickling away at the ultimate economy. Wait, the tier 2 still up. 18 health. A minion arrow will take that thing down.
Or maybe a rampant Merlin auto. Seeing some of the damage from the Jing Wei there, I was so stressed out for CPO because, like I said, this Jing Wei is a ticking time bomb. We have Deathbringer and Musashi's online right now. So now Hydrogen gets to play the video game. Now we're clicking heads with this Jing Wei as crew scoops up their 3rd gold Fury. It's extra damage around structures. Plus 25% bonus true damage to structures, and you get 50 prots when near an enemy structure. So now Phoenix Sieges are 100% available for the crew, and that left side bird super exposed.
Oh! Wow! Did you see the crit
got 3 shot?
3 shots. What is this, Call of Duty? That's wild. The crew are just moving unstoppably and going down to the middle lane. Tier 1 tower has fallen, and the crew are looking at the Tier 2 while Hydrogen is going to chip away at the left side bird, and nobody's going to show up in time to stop because there's a fight going on in mid lane. Washing Machine takes 2 up for a ride, and Cherio has no ult to get away. So coming up, and Chang'e Best is in a really bad spot. No way that they can escape from this one. To do and takes down Chang'e Best. Now 2 dead for CPO, and Zazu is going to ult just to try and create some space, but you can't do much with 4 hungry members. Make it 5 of the crew moving as a unit, and Rabid takes down Zazu. Another one dead for CPO. Tito has respawned, but what can they do? Rabid damage is online. Fatal Strike hits, connects. Cherio turns, Crocodile Boots, a blink Fatal Strike takes down Beast. 4 deceased in the Titan room for CPO, and the crew take this game by storm.
Oh my gosh, dude. I mean, the crew just had an insane chain of events, and you know where it started? A Gold Fury steal.
And wait, they're still getting kills. They're not done playing with their food. We've got all day. Look at the damage from Rabid right out of the base, taken out of your spawn and annihilated. The crew are on their bag.
Wow. I mean, wow. That was an insane turnaround from the crew. I mean, was it even a turnaround in retrospect, right? Beasts has a crazy good start to the game on the Sawilix pick, but we pull that Gold Fury while we're ahead, don't really position to look for a fight, lose the gold, give the crew enough gold to get back into the game. We try again to pull a Pyromancer, back off the Pyro, hand the Pyromancer to the crew. Again, same thing that we did with this Gold Fury. Then we lose Naga, then we lose another gold, then we lose kills, then we lose towers. That is one thing after the other. The crew, what a great heads-up play on the map to just absolutely take a small advantage and take it all the way over to the finish line.
Musi, I know we looked at these rosters and we said, this is going to be a good game. I didn't know it was going to be this good. I didn't know it was going to be this good because we just had an incredible game 1. Like, that was an entertaining watch. I'm sweating right now.
I would say I got a shirt on. I don't know how long it's staying.
Yeah. Let's get this over with before it pops off here. But the good news, the best part about all this is that we've got more games to go. It's a best of 3, so CPO have a chance to redeem themselves and try and make us get to a game 3. But the crew, if they keep moving like that, we might not see one. But we'll find out after we take a quick ad break. We'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Running off the road, so get out the way. Push the pedal to the floor, blow 'em all away. Yeah, you see I'm getting close, I accelerate. Going faster than fast, hit the gas, lose control. I won't crash, running high. Put your money on the dash, throw the dice, lose control. I won't crash, running low. I won't crash when you slow. I won't crash, running. Take, you running on the road, so get out the way. Push the pedal to the floor, blow 'em all away. Yeah, you see I'm getting close, I accelerate. Going faster than fast, hit the gas, lose control. I won't crash, running high. Put your money on the dash, throw the dice, lose control. I won't crash, running low. I won't crash when you slow. I won't crash, running. Take, you running off the road, so get out the way. Push the pedal to the floor, blow 'em all away. Yeah, you see I'm getting close, I accelerate. Going faster than fast, hit the gas, lose control. I won't crash, running high. Put your money on the dash, throw the dice, lose control. I won't crash, running low. I won't crash when you slow. I won't crash, running. Take, you running on the road, so get out the way. Push the pedal to the floor, blow 'em all away. Yeah, you see I'm getting down our happiness, but all we do is make a mess. I'd rather bear the loneliness than to suffer in silence with you. We're always trying, never realizing this fire we're fighting is burning us up. Yeah, we're surviving, but we're still dying. No one denying it's time to give up, 'cause not even love can save us from us. Not even love can bring back the way it was. No, not even love. Not even love. Not even love can save us from us. Not even love. No, not even love can save us from us. No, not even love. No, not even We're always trying, never realizing this fire we're fighting is burning us up. Yeah, we're surviving, but we're still dying. No one denying it's time to give up, 'cause not even love can save us from us. Not even love can bring back the way it was. No, not even love. Not even love. Not even love can save us from not even love. No, not even love can bring back the way it was. No, not even The chemicals are rushing in. I feel them underneath my skin. Don't know where you end and I begin. If you're tired of being alone, if you need a heart to hold, I'll take you where you wanna go. 'Cause I know it's in my arms, even when the night is gone. I'll show you where you belong when I'm with you. If you're in the dark, even when the light is gone, I'll show you where you belong when I'm with you. I'll hold you wide awake. If you're lost, I'll be the place. I'll be your familiar face. I'll be there always. I won't leave you far behind. No, I'll keep you by my side. Even if you're out of sight, you know the place. It's in my arms. Even when the night is done, I'll show you where you belong. When I'm with you. If you're in the dark, even when the light is gone, I'll show you where you belong. When I'm with you, I want you in my Don't talk to me. I'll show you the mirror. You'll see yourself clearer than before, and it'll start a war. So don't talk to me, no. Now they got their guides.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to OSL, Olympus Smite League. We're here with Season 9, Week 4 of the Athens division to watch over the Crew take on Cyberpunk Otters. The Crew are up 1, but we'll see if they can be up 2. We've got Morty and Musi in the booth today, and Musi, we had a pretty fun Game 1.
It was good. It was very good play from the Crew there, capitalized on the couple of mistakes that CPO ended up making throughout the game. And now we just get to jump right back on it into Game 2. If you see the little graphic down below us, those are the vault bans. Those are the picks that were played last game. They will not be available this game, but you do still have to ban away the characters that you banned last game. So a lot of what we're seeing is just mirroring what we saw before. Fired through them. Oh my gosh, that is the same that it was before. So there are still the same things that we're playing for. So last time it was a Xingqian first pick. I don't know if we're going to go for another support first pick. I think Xingqian is has a bit more value than some of the other supports, Mort. So I'm really looking at something like a really strong jungler again for Rabbit, Thor. There it is. It wasn't here for the first game, but it'll be right there in the second one.
And if it just so happens that we can get another hyper value jungler, maybe we can give Thor to Crow, and then uses the aspect of Thunderstruck. You've got a pretty nice engage. You've got another jungler too to help out with that. I mean, that could be pretty nice too, but I think Rabbit could really take advantage of this Thor pick in the jungle. Ymir is going to be taken for Cyberpunk Otters, which we haven't seen a lot of. I feel like he's been kind of lower under the radar, but I'll tell you this, Inbound has talked quite a bit about this Ymir solo pick. And how you just have a lot of trading potential. You know, Frostbite basics hurt pretty bad. So you want to try and avoid those if you're a solo laner. Those longer skirmishes favor Inbound in the early game. Or they could be going to Cherry. I feel like Cherry likes the Ymir pick quite a bit as well from what I've seen. But then we look at this Loki pick too, and I'm thinking Aspect of Agony for Inbound.
There's a lot of flexibility here between this Loki and the Ymir as opposed to, or in regards to who can go where, right? Because you're on the money. Solo Ymir and solo Aspect Loki are both very strong. Cherio does like the Ymir support, and I feel like Kiaka could pull up with the Loki jungle, right? So there is a lot to be seen here. But the Susano pick, I think, clears some of that up for us.
We are firing through picks and bans. I mean, not just the bans, but also the picks. So on the side of the crew, we've got Thor, which was their first pick. Pele was locked in, which is probably their jungler, but could also be their solo with aspect of Obsidian. Man, I feel like we've said this 100 times. There's so much flexibility here. It's like hard to lock down like who goes where, you know?
I mean, the Poseidon is a little bit of an eyebrow raise for me. Not a game 2 got in my mind, but when you think about what you have on the team so far for the crew and what they can draft, we have some setup for a Kraken. We also give to doing a lot of rotation ability because Poseidon is such a quick character where they can clear wave and then pop their 2 and then go somewhere else. So it gives crew some pressure on the map that I do really enjoy to see.
Wait, Kraken hover. I mean, that takes away a pick from Cyberpunk Otters, but it seems like they probably have their solo picked up. But that would mean Kraken support probably.
There's no way out.
What is going on? Wait,
what is going on?
I've heard rumblings of this. Muzi, bear with me. Bear with me.
I'm bearing. What do you know?
Poseidon carry. It sounds nuts, but there is a chance here. There is quite a bit of chance. Hydrogen has talked a little bit about this on stream. There is a chance that this pops up here. I think that this could be a bit of a game changer. Let's think about it this way here, Muse.
Yeah.
The last game was won for the crew, and you said this on the Gold Fury Steel. That's where things went the 180. Now, a Kraken's got a pretty good chance of taking a Gold Fury. You know what I'm saying? I mean, last time it was stolen off of a Jingwei basic. It's going to be a lot more likely of a seal with a freaking Kraken. You know what I'm saying? So I think that this is a pretty nice pick to have over there on the left side to make sure Gold Furies go your way. The crew are looking to sustain that left side of the map through this objective seal god. And not just that, but you've got a cripple. You've got a lots of love.
I remember Paul used to play Pele mid and Smite Prime as well. Yeah. I know Pele mid used to be pretty popular for a time, so I wonder if Deduin's got that in the back pocket, or it could also be a Kraken aspect mid again. I know that was pretty good when Bluestone Soul Reaver was making its rounds. The proc damage that Kraken could make happen was pretty solid there. I do want to mention something about the CPO composition so far. A lot of cool tones, a lot of blues, and I like that. It's uniform. Yeah, it's kind of, but look at it. See how pretty that is? I think they did that on purpose. I like to imagine that they did. But we've been talking about this crew comp so long. I do want to give our friends over at CPO some acknowledgement here, right? So now that we see this Yamoja, I think you're on the money, Mort. Ymir solo for Bobby sounds like the play here. And then you can have Loki in the jungle. But then you have this, wait, no, never mind. What is happening over there? Where's your mid laner for CPO? Oh, I'm so dumb, Mort. It's Yamoja. It's Shanga Best.
It's Shanga.
Yes.
That and it's hype.
Oh,
it is hype,
dude. I'm so excited. I love this pick for Shanga Best.
If you know, you know. That's all I'll say. Let's dive into the game here, Nova. Take us in because we've got a lot to talk about here. Game 2 is happening right here, right now. It's Season 9, Week 4 of the Athens division of Olympus Smite League. And Muzi, just go on ahead, man.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Want to talk about some aces and their places, Mort. Let's start with CPO. Shanga Best. Yemo aspect mid. This pick does a ridiculous amount of damage with this aspect of downpour. Plus, because Flat Ped is so easily accessible in the game, I feel like this really pushes this Yemo pick to the brink. Look at this damage. You can just steal a Cyclops camp right at the start of the game and come back in time to go clear wave. Shanga Best is going to be pretty ahead in her own right. That also hoses the start for Rabbit here, which is going to put Beast on a really good start. So now the crew has to, they're not going to be level 3 in time for these oracles. That's devastating. We'll check in on that real quick. Kraken is going to solo lane for the crew. So Crow will be piloting that. And we do have that Kerberos Poseidon dual lane. And then if we check in the dual lane for CPO, Ymir for Cherio, plus this Ullr pick, which I believe it was, I think it's Vayu who's pretty sure that Ullr's like one of the really, really good ADCs in the game because he just has so much damage. But he has a lot of CC that can follow up from what Cherio is doing as well. So Cherio goes for a freeze. That's the training wheels for the axe, for the bladed arrow, and the hail of arrows, the rest of that damage. Look at this mid lane, dude. Level 3 for Shunga Best and Susanoo. They can do anything they want right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Dodoin's still struggling on a minion wave, fighting for level 3, while the others are able to just run the map. Usually, I don't think I've been more hyped. Poseidon carry is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what? And you know, Tess has been talking about this for a hot minute. Wait until we tell them. Like, this is gonna be crazy.
Oh man, they're gonna get a kick out of that later for sure. Well, look at their build too. Hold on, Shunga Best.
Yeah, Dodoin's taken very low.
Oh!
Good yank from Beast, takes Dodoin down. Chang'e Best secures the kill, but Rabbit on top of Chang'e on the back line. But one more basic can't be found. Out of range, and Rabbit walks in, but dies for it. Chang'e Best very comfortable. 2-0 right now as Zazu kills Crow. A solo dolo kill for inbound on the right side of the map, and Chang'e Best is 2-0 on this Yemoja pick. The crew might be seeing a game 3.
Man, CPO, but this is what they did last game too. We had a really good start to the game, but we fumbled it a little bit around objectives. I'm thinking that with this River's Rebuke from Shunga Best, we can play a little bit stronger around Gold Fury. But I'm also thinking about this pick potential.
Koja Fox stuck. Phantom Shell forced out to try and get through the ice wall, but meanwhile, Chang'e Best is taking down Dodoin. There's a gank from Rapid there, but can Chang'e Best take down Rapid too as Beast kills Kerberos over here on the left side of the map? Koja Fox falls, and low health members of Cyberpunk Otters means they can't get much farther. No, they absolutely can. Hydrogen's able to pull off Beast though, barely so.
Man, there's so much to talk about here, Mort. I really want to put more focus on this Yemoja though, especially in one of the weirdest Smite 2 matchups I think you can have here. Yemo mid versus Pele mid. Now, Yemoja has access to that River's Rebuke. Being able to throw up those walls, Pele does not have a way to get around it. And there's no shell for Dodoin here. In fact, the only people with shell are going to be Crow and Koja Fox. So Pele gets a little bit of safety in the mid 3v3.
Beast rotates over to the right side. Typhoon forced, and that's a really nice knockup. Phantom Shell used as well. A relic and a death for the Crow is really bad news. But Rapid looks to secure the blue buff for Crow, so at least they don't lose that. But oh my goodness, the damage there.
Man, Zazu is just kind of, Bobby's going out of their mind right now. I love the aggressive ult there just to put pressure. What? Stop dying!
What? Muse, you're not going to get to talk anymore. The beads is pulled out. Tito's wants to get one more kill. Hydrogen is down to 200 health with 0 mana. But Tito's able to jump over the wall. Soul Expulsion barely off the mark. So Tito's is alive. Throws one more basic, but it will not save him. Down goes Tito's.
Meanwhile, over in Solo's side, you can see that Beast is shadowing this Kabrak, and yet again, Beast 1-0-3 at this point. Ton of gold in pocket. Or maybe ton of gold built overall, is having another really good start, but this time Shunga Best is here to match that start. So it's not just the jungler of CPO that gets to throw their weight around here. And the thing about this Yemoja pick is that it is super, super good early because she can just overwhelm enemy laners with how many abilities that she's able to cast and throw out there. I wonder if maybe late game, the crew can find a way to isolate and take care of this Yemoja. Yemoja suffers from similar problems that Pele does in that she doesn't have a good way to get around player-made obstacles, like a Thor wall from Rapid, like the Kabrakan ultimate from Crow, that tectonic shift. So I feel like there is some counterplay potential from the crew that can be had here.
Oh, really nice wall thrown down. Crow locks down Zazu for a moment, but won't be able to find any more crowd control. Close, though.
Unfortunate. Why are we rushing Shogun's Poseidon ADC? First of all, what are we cooking over here? We have had like 0 time. Thor just ulted solo lane. Bye, Bobby. I'll miss you. All right. Anyways, the Shoguns. What is happening with this ADC build? Because I'm not going to front, Mort. I've never seen this ever, right? So I don't know what the build is. I don't know what the plan is. Like, maybe like a tank aspect Poseidon ADC where you go for some on hits like a Tearfing or a Braggies. I mean, Berserkers. It's interesting to me to see the Shoguns because you're not boxing a Ymir, you'd be boxing an Uller. Or if it's just there to give you extra attack speed and magical procs for all the magical damage that you may or may not be taking.
Typhoon's out on the right side of the map. Crow gets knocked up and, oh, a stun found, but Crow inevitably dies. Beast gets the kill. Anyway.
Man, Crow's just having a tough time. Curveball.
Oh, knock up, and Cherry is taken away very far. Ice Wall Rocky Jump shakes Cherry
Thor
to
left.
safety under the tier 1 tower, but Thor is ganking and invading on that purple buff. Tito is able to secure it, though. Rabbit tried for it, but couldn't make it happen.
It's not quite there, but I like that Rabbit is still trying to, you know, buy some pressure for the crew here because CPO is so far ahead. Cherio does have that agility relic. That makes sense. It's kind of what we're used to for the Ymir support. It gives him a lot of pressure early and helps him stick to targets with that frostbite. The leather cowl is what sticks out to me a little bit more, just because it's not a traditional start.
But, oh no, another gank from Beast. Crow will not have any. Crow keeps walking up to lane thinking, surely Beast won't gank solo lane again, right? And then there they go again. But meanwhile, looks like the crew are able to utilize their man advantage and go towards that mid lane ritual, which is a really big swing point. And the crew are able to pick up quite a bit of gold and experience, which is exactly what they need right now at the 8-minute mark where they're down 3k gold and 5 kills. The crew are going to have to look for another big swing like they did last game.
The crew is in an interesting position here because for as many kills as CPO has, it hasn't translated to much yet. Beads burn from Poseidon. Good wall.
Oh, the Shards of Ice used as well to slow down Hydrogen for a moment. Agility
He's so
dash
fast.
up forward. Kraken is able to provide a bit of space and let Hydrogen escape. And yes, he's very fast.
So tricky and hard to pin down. Rabbit here for the rotation.
Juked all of the crowd control that Cherio has, and all of a sudden the crew is able to show up and respond to what's going on over here on the left side of the map. 3-on-2, and the crew are outnumbering Cyberpunk Otters. All of a sudden, CPO is not looking so hot, even with a gank from Beast, who was quite fed. 3-0-3, very confident in taking a fight. The crew see Susano and say, crap.
Yeah, time to get out of here. Once Beast shows up, it is kind of a lost fight for the crew. We're not quite ready to tango with the Susano yet. But what's interesting to me is that for the advantages that CPO have, we haven't really pushed them too hard, right? You would imagine that with the gold lead and with the kill advantage that CPO have, that we would stand a little bit firmer around this mid pad, but instead we gank and kill Crow again. The Gabrakan's already 0-3 at that point. Who cares about that guy, right? What is this guy going to do? Crow also is kind of used to playing, being the target in that solo lane, while still finding a way to impact the map later on in the game. The Gabrakan will show up late game to stun somebody and set up for their team. Crew will be the first ones to pull gold here.
I think they're going to be able to burn it. I mean,
It's a fight.
Maybe not. No, it's a bait for a fight. You're absolutely right. But wait, Rivers of Uke thrown down along with Shards of Ice and Hydrogen locked in place. Kraken put on top of him to provide some space, but Beast is still chasing down. Mending Waters isn't so mending. It actually destroys Hydrogen. So Deduin dead 2. Crew lost 2. And Koja Fox is waiting behind the pillar, waiting for a steal. Nah, not going to happen.
Again, an interesting Gold Fury pull, this time from the crew. Rabbit's in the back pulling the gold. Hydrogen's in like this middle spot, ready to play with Koja and Deduin. And then Deduin gets trapped again in the River's Rebuke, and there's nowhere for him to really go because the shells were down at that point. Koja Fox didn't have their shell. In fact, their shell just came up. And this Pele gets completely owned by Yamoja Alt. She has no way to get around it. She has no way to deal with it. So it's a weird splitting of how we were standing by the crew there. And that ultimately loses us the Gold Fury. But also pulling the gold there as a whole feels really odd when we don't have that significant of an advantage. It feels like the crew want to, maybe in this situation, just chill for a little bit. Like, you know that CPO isn't the type of team to really force the issue too much. They're happy to just chill as well. But now that they're so far ahead, now they're really going to try something.
Yeah, Pyromancer looks like it's going to be a really smart burn. Cherio is able to secure it. The crew tried for a quick seal and run, but that objective steal play isn't going to work this time around. Firebrands looks pretty free too.
Man, Shunga Best's build is so unique because you've got some early flat pen from your Spirit Deso and then a huge chunk of percent pen right out the gates. Uh-oh.
Oh no. Beast again. Crow says, why? Why are you here? Firebrand. I mean, I guess it makes sense. While you're in the neighborhood, stop and smell the roses. If you're going to get Firebrands, might as well go kill Crow, right?
So we're ganking solo lane again. All right. Like, that's unfortunate. Crow has not had a chance to breathe. Bobby's got a 3-level lead, but we haven't gone anywhere with it. We haven't done too much with it yet. Like, we got a Pyro, but that's about it. I would love to see Bobby just start grouping with CPO. Just start making something happen on the map. You've got a big gold lead. Your carries are fed. Like, Chaga Best is playing out of her mind. Just, like, girl, I'm bored. You want to go get a mid tower? Like, that's kind of where I'm at. Because the crew is at the behest of CPO at this point. The CPO can be some major aggressors here. I mean, Barb Carver, Hydra's Lament online for Beast. That's all your damage right there, big dog. You just go kill somebody.
Jerry thinks that they got some damage too. Looking to try and 2v1 over here on the left side of the map, or at least it might be a bait to wait for Cyberpunk Otters reinforcements to arrive nearby the purple buff, while Crow and Zazu duking it out, both low health bars, and the ult thrown down as Rabbit shows up and throws a wall of their own, and all of a sudden Zazu saying, oh no, now the other jungler's showing up over here.
So that kill also goes to Crow, which is good for the crew. This is gonna help the cab get back into the game. But again, this is a moment where Bobby's like really trying to force it down in the solo lane when CPO could absolutely just start grouping up and team fighting, forcing crew in a bad spot. Just start asking questions like, hey, if we shove this tower, what are you gonna do about it? They've got so much damage and they have a crazy amount of lockdown potential too. So it is again the story of the crew weathering the storm and figuring out how to hit late game. Shifter shield for Hydrogen, shifter shield for Deduin. So now we have a little bit more tankiness for our damage carry. I say damage carry in quotations there, right? Because I don't know what Hydrogen is doing right now, but it's not damage yet. 2.6k damage. We're at to be determined. We'll visit it later. Thor. Whoo! Not even close.
Okay. We didn't announce it earlier because Rabbit had full health, and then Musi said like 5 words, and now Rabbit has 43 health. Okay.
Shout out to Barb Carver. I like this from Bobby.
Yeah,
this is what I like.
Exactly, but I think Zazu might get pinched. Wait. The stun was off the mark.
Nice.
That's an assassinate forced out, but the Kraken does absolutely nothing. It tickled Zazu. Says we're absolutely fine with that. But you know who does some real damage is Chang'e Best.
That's
who slams abilities, throws Rivers of Rebuke, slams more abilities, and all of a sudden the crew is almost dead entirely. Crow is very low and looks like they cannot escape. Beast again, this time on the other side of the map, but a very nice curveball sets up for what could have been a couple kills, but Chang'e Best says not today, not in my house, says Chang'e Best. What an outstanding performance from them. Oh my goodness, Hydrogen Force to cower under the tier 2 tower, strapped to it like a dog on a leash, and Koja Fox under the tier 1 tower with Rabbit saying, what are we going to do? Queen Naga's up and the crew want Gold Fury. Surely we can't burn, so what do? Watch?
Yeah, no, you're in the command center, buddy. You can't do anything about this one. I want to live in the world where Hydrogen has a modicum of damage. I want to live in that reality. Bobby and Beast walk away from that fight with, I'm not kidding, 1 health. 1. The health bars were so slim. Imagine if Whirlpool did something. Like, it's got to be some late game shenanigans with this Poseidon ADC pick. That's what I'm believing, because the fight there from the crew was so solid. If our numbers were just a little bit higher, you had such a good ult from Koja Fox there. You had such good fighting presence. But CPO are just running it down. Now we're over at the Moonlight Queen Naga. And what is Koja going to do about this? Nothing.
I mean, the maybe best is a paralyzing spit. That could be a steal, but Cherry is going to say no. And the Crow's here too. There's just not a lot of objective burn. Maybe we just kind of put this on hold and we look at this mid lane ritual, which Deduin and Rabid both seem to have their eyes on. But Cyberpunk Otters picking up the Queen Naga yet again and burning it very rapidly, keep in mind. Zazu took down that health bar. I don't know. I can't even explain how fast that was.
It was quick. Not too shabby at all. That we get to set up a Moods map block because Naga to Pyro to this mid pad. Maybe find a fight.
I think that's what we can do. Zazu just tanky as ever, not falling yet. The mitigations are absolutely incredible. Rabid's got damage to maybe take down Zazu, cracking off the mark because Assassinate was used by Zazu to escape. But the mid lane beacon is still in favor for the crew by quite a bit. But Mending Waters is going to slam some health bars yet again. Rivers of Buke locks everybody in place, and the crew all of a sudden has nowhere to go. Crow, Koja, and Hydrogen are all below 1,000 health. Rabid is the only one with a nice health bar, and even they're going back to base. Cyberpunk Otters can do exactly what you said, whatever they want.
And what's crazy about that fight is CPO does all of this without popping that Moonstrike ritual still in the inventory of Shanga Best, so we can use that to maybe burn down an FG. Coming up about now, all the health bars are full. This is a good pull from CPO. The crew is still waiting on Crow to respawn, and the only one in position to respond is Rabid, who has ultimate, but it's got to be a burger flip steal or nothing.
Yeah, I think they should go for it. Hammer thrown, but it will not steal. The crew can't get the FG. Rabid will be taken down for their attempts, and that's another kill going to CPO. Musi, we're at 18 minutes into this game. It is 4-16. Quadruple the kills that the crew has. That is a 12K gold lead. We haven't even seen 20 minutes yet. Oh my God.
This is what we in the business like to call uh-oh territory. Because if you're CPO, how are you losing the game? How are you losing the game at 10K gold, FG in your pocket, winning every team fight that you touch? Your mid laner is 6-0, your jungler 7-0. How is the crew supposed to win this game? Yeah, hope and believe, brother. That is, I mean, you are praying to anybody in the Smite roster that might help you out. It's not impossible because none of our carries have hit any significant power spikes. But how are you supposed to get there? CPO have been doing a good job of being aggressive on the map. Now, maybe not so much before, but now for sure, as they're just going from point A to point B here. And with these pushers, they can go for towers as well. If you're the crew, you're just hunkering around birds and trying to survive for the next 10 minutes. Like, you're trying to play for minute 30 when everybody's level 20, you've got full builds. Because until you reach that point, the disparity is too significant. I'm waiting for this Poseidon to have something that isn't Hasten Fatalis and tank items.
Yeah, that Kraken, I mean, the whole objective seal thing I was talking about earlier, Musi, I thought I had a sliver of ball knowledge there, and it looks like I knew nothing. My knowledge fell flat because this is just not looking good for the crew. What is their damage? Who hurts?
Maybe Pele? Maybe Crow?
Maybe this ult from Curb, but Crow is trying to fight off the front line. Zazu takes him down very
there
quickly.
You go.
Rabid and Deduin are going straight towards Beast and found a massive shutdown.
Oh.
Paralyzing spit locks him back down. Wait. No, yeah, Cyberpunk Otters are able to get their hands back on this game saying, wait, you don't think you're going to win this, do you? You don't think a pick on Beast means that you can just squirm your way back into this game like you did last time, right? No. Cyberpunk Otters are keeping their lead and holding on to it. Hydrogen is split pushing up the left side of the map, just took down the tier 1 tower and can maybe take down a tier 2 as well, but Cyberpunk Otters pay him no mind. Instead, we make our way towards Gold Fury and get our third one of the game. Keep in mind at 20 minutes.
Crew is playing this pretty well because the only thing you can do here is split the map. Hydro gets completely caught out here though because they're going to run into the rest of the CPO by the Gold Fury pit. Maybe Poseidon's fast enough to be able to get away.
Maybe. Beast, wait, does Beast have the damage? Beast does have like 7 kills, but
he's
Heartseeker.
Heartseeker.
Gold Fury. Yeah, I think Hydrogen is eventually just going to get chipped away at. You're not that fast, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Hasten Fatalis made you build 100 bow. Maybe now, Tierfing 4 slot. TS Heat, brother. Oh, it's Chin's Blade. You know, I'm sure if this does something, what it is beyond me, and whatever it is going to be online too late, as Rabid loses half their health.
And Zasu's able to assassinate forward, and Rabid's dead. Rabid's dead. GG's. The crew are all of a sudden panicking and crapping their pants at Cyberpunk Otters, sieging their tower, and Zasu's able to take down Koja for a double. Can we make it a triple? Just running it down, and Tito's takes down Crow. 3 dead for the crew, and Cyberpunk Otters take the mid lane bird with nothing but to do and hydrogen up. Can CPO just end it right now? I'm pretty sure they've got the damage, and I think so too. Down to 10,000 health, and it's burning very quickly. Deduin goes straight towards Zazu, and Hydrogen gets the kill.
Holy.
So down 1, CPO have lost their tank, and now they say, we'll prolong this a little bit, but we'll be back later for that Titan.
Good shove from crew there. Honestly, another kill to Hydrogen is good for the crew. Just funneling all the gold into this ADC. Wait, can he get another one? Oh my god, hit an auto!
Hydrogen's online! Wait, no, okay. Rabid kills Beast, though. That's still a little bit of gold for the crew. You take what you can get right now, Muse. The plate's pretty small.
You know, some scraps are better than no scraps. Plus, being able to shove CPO off of that, mid-bird, off your Titan, more accurately, is going to get the crew a bomb here. That makes them eligible to play for an FG. How can crew win a fight? No way. Are we going to try to pull that fire? Wait. That's Fuego. A fire pull here could be kind of Fuego. Think about it. Look at the positioning of CPO on the map right now. Socherio's all the way back in base.
Yep.
Ullr's over in left side. Maybe Bobby beelines it to this FG and can get here in time. For sure, Bobby can get here in time, but Rabid should be able to cut off Chunga best if she tries to pull through around that tier 1. And Beast is dead for another 15 seconds. Now, here's the thing. How are we killing an objective? Because we have no penetration. Deduin has some flat pen on Reaper and a Dream. Hydrogen has the Chin's Blade that does, some extra attack damage. So, and it's a Lucerne Hammer for Deduin, so we don't have anything else beyond that. I think the Heartseeker is what's next for Deduin. So we can try to go for this pull. I don't hate this pull if we do it right now, but it has to be a burn call. This isn't a fight call. You have to burn this and use bomb to pop it. I just don't know if we actually have the damage to get it done. Now, this is a dire spot for the crew, but it's not untenable, right? You definitely can play the video game here, but you can't really screw up at all. The way that the crew wins fights is by isolating somebody from CPO and then fighting a 5v4 engagement afterwards. And think about who you got to make it happen, right? Thor, Pele, that's the king and queen of finding a squishy and making it their problem, right? So with a Thor ult and a Pele ult, we could get to Chunga best. It's just Deduin has to kill somebody before he dies. That's like the big thing here.
Wait. Oh, they're burning it. Wait, Zazu knows though. And Cyberpunk Otters are on the way. Cripple thrown down, so Zazu can't escape too far. 8K? No. The crew have dropped it and go for a kill instead. But Zazu, tanky as ever. That's a 2-man knockup off Koja Fox ultimate. All of a sudden, things are starting to look pretty good for the crew, but they don't have the damage off the follow-up. All of a sudden, Crow is very low and a stun off the mark. Crow looks like they'll escape, and the crew tried for a burn, didn't have the damage, and walk away. CPO are going to burn it, but I don't know if the crew have any chance of sealing this. Maybe a runic bomb, but Koja Fox can't even get into the room, the pit of the fire giant. So that's an easy FG pool for CPO. I like your cojones, the crew, but it's just not going to happen right now.
We just did not have the damage to burn an objective. If we had something like an Honor or a Jingwei or any normal ADC, that fire, I think you can get it down low enough, but not with the comp that we have here. So now the crew are going to be on the back foot yet again. CPO going to take a tier 2 tower. and start looking at these birds right as Ancient Gold Fury is going to hit the map in about 40 seconds here. And that means that these birds cannot put up, stand up for themselves. So if you're crew, kind of just hoping that you can get to that late game state where the pieces fall together for you. Hydrogen's going to have the Audibo soon. So we're really all in on these on-hit effects and being tanky enough to survive it. Oh, no.
No. Hydrogen says no. I almost made it back.
No,
the
no,
Kraken's not going to do anything
no.
at all. It's a knockup for like half a second, Hydrogen. So, yeah, it's all good. It happens. It's all good.
Unlucky. Crew's back to trying to split the map. Maybe we can get a tier 2. We're not going to have our ADC for this defense. But we don't really have AoE damage from a true mage because we have this Pele mid. So it's gonna be a tough hold, Mort. This is gonna be very, very tough. I mean, CPO have pretty much everything in their kits to make it work.
Yeah, they've got some tools, and I think they've got some willpower as well. Cyberpunk Otters have all 5 in the Titan room of the crew, and Koja Fox gets looked at and annihilated. 3 members of the crew are the only ones left standing to defend the Titan. That left side bird is melted. Look at that health bar, gone. 3 gold Fury pips means that structures just don't stand a chance. The mid lane bird has just respawned Rivers of Butte to provide some space, and the only one in the back line is the Duin. Dives alone and falls right after. You might have been a little bit too ambitious on that quote-unquote defense. Crow is yanked back yet again. Rapid lands the 2-man stun off the ult, but Crow is killed as soon as the stun is over. Hydrogen is alive yet again, but is zoned out by Cherio, by Ymir with Berserker shield, and Hydrogen doesn't stand a chance. Now the only one left alive, and a 2-man stun means that Hydrogen is locked in place yet again, and CPO are gonna bring us to a game 3.
Oh my goodness. Hydrogen will try their heart out at the very end, but a Scepter of Dominion holds them in place. Oh my goodness.
Who got Koja Fox got Scepter to defend. Hey, shout out.
That's Tech. Shout out.
Yeah, Loki.
Yeah, he's there too. I mean, that was just a blowout game from CPO there. Shun got best when she went absolutely nuclear. Beast was able to keep the pressure going. Bobby hard one lane. I mean, what do you even do in that situation? I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. I've been harping on it like all game. I feel like I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but I am not sure what the Poseidon aspect accomplishes here. But it wasn't supposed to do that. And it felt like the Pele mid did not accomplish what we're used to seeing it do, right? Which is just dive a backliner and trade your life, and you keep doing that until at some point you don't have to trade your life, you get to kill them, and then go try to kill somebody else before you die. You look at CPO and they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna win our lanes, and then that wins us the game.
True. And it did.
True.
But I guess where my mind is at here right now, Muses, I'm thinking, well, if that was game 2, and those are the gods that we saw, what in the world are we going to see in game 3? How exactly is game 3 going to go down? What gods are going to be played? If that's our game 2 with vault bans in place, our game 3 is going to be wild. But how wild will it be? There's only one way to find out, and that's to get there. But before we get there, we have to take an ad break. We'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. We've got a spicy game ahead of you.
It's all said and done. I can't believe you were the one to build me up, then tear me down like an old abandoned house. What you said when you left just left me cold and out of breath. I fell too far, was in way too deep. Guess I let you get the best of me. Well, I never saw it coming. I should have started running a long time ago. a doubt you. I'm better off without you. More than you know. Well, I never saw it coming. I should have saw it running a long, long time ago. And I never thought I'd doubt you. I'm better off without you. More than you know. I'm slowly getting closer. Guess it's really over. I'm finally getting there. And now I'm picking up the pieces. I'm spinning all of these years, putting my heart back together. Well, I'm putting my heart back together. 'Cause I got over you. I got over you. I got over you. 'Cause the day I thought I'd never get through, I got over you. Never needed any reason to find deliverance. Like a cancer running through my veins. Oh, it's never gonna give in.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's game 3 of the Season 9, Week 4 Athens Division. We're looking at Cyberpunk Otters take on the Crew, and we have had one of the most interesting sets in quite a while. Morty and Musi in the booth today, and Musi, I'll let you have the floor.
Yeah. Well, you know, it was
Right.
it was something. I think I learned a lot today. I learned a lot today, more, and I really think that's the big thing that we're pulling from this. But I will say that there is potential here for the Crew. There are a couple check marks that we need to accomplish for the Crew to have a win. Step number 1. We're gonna put hydrogen on a real character. A real one. A genuine, real character.
Yes.
Step 2. We're gonna win the game. That is my easy 2-step program, right? You put hydrogen on a Jingwei or maybe a Ho Yi or something like that, and then you pop off, and all is good and happy in the world. It's sunshine, butterflies, and rainbows, right? That's how that's gonna go. Now, the other side of this is that for CPO, we need to make sure that Bobby is playing a Mickey solo laner. Holy, he does so well with those. And then we just keep ganking Crow if you're CPO to get Kyoka like super fed. Bomba, right? That's how it goes. Beyond that, if CPO has shown that when they're really handed a gigantic lead, they can really force something to happen here. But if you give Crew even a modicum of a way in the game, they're going to run away with it. So it's a game of patience from the Crew, and it's a game of discipline from CPO to make sure that you don't make any small mistakes that the Crew can capitalize on.
Who Yi's not banned yet. That's the first change in bans we've seen so far. Newt, Daji, Mordred, and Afro have been all unanimous all 3 games. Who Yi's up still. But maybe Hydro needs a real carry. Okay, man. Dang it.
Into the lab.
We're going to see Aladdin carry. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what. I'm excited. You know,
like this.
I feel like Kaveka and Hydrogen are like the 2 innovators, I feel like, for the carry role. You know what I mean? So I love watching those 2 the most. And I feel like Hydro definitely had, like, what we saw last game was one of those, I crafted it in jungle practice and it slammed. And I was tanky too, but like, we didn't get there to like the jungle practice build point. Like, we're looking for like more items and we only have like 3 items. So I think there's a little bit of like checking there. Maybe we change up like the order of some items or something. We don't even know like what the rest of the build was. Something like that could have, you know, that's the past. Let's focus on the future. Let's look through the windshield and not the rear view mirror, right? Soul.
Right.
Now that sounds pretty good. I like that.
Soul is interesting to me because I feel like she's a sneaky good carry right now because her autos hit really hard. And with all the basic attack damage items that came through recently, I feel like she's able to utilize them very well because she could just smack you forever. Plus,
Right.
Disapparate is able to keep you pretty safe and lets you weave in and out of fights pretty effectively here. Now, you look over to the other side of things here for CPO. Man, that is a pretty tough top 3. Aladdin is a character that can scale really well until the late game, and he does a scary amount of damage in the early game. He can Wealth Wish himself at the start of the game so that he's just ahead of the other jungler right out the gates. Wukong can't die, so it's just a net neutral in lane. And Naja has a lot of setup here. I'd love to see a big follow-up mage for CPO.
Now that's a carry. Artemis is locked in. So that makes me think that Deduin might be getting this soul pick mid lane. An aspect of Disapparation is pretty nice, pretty sweet. I mean, you can deal a lot of damage with soul, especially with her ult. You know, you channel up the heat and your damage heats up too. So I think that could be a pretty nice mid lane pick, but what are the odds Artemis goes somewhere else? What are the odds it's Cali carry? I don't even know. But on the other side, Zeus locked in, probably for mid lane. But who's their carry? Zeus carry? No. Wait. Musi, we can't do this again. Musi, we need to see. Musi, can you make it make sense to me so my brain stays okay?
I almost feel like this should be the other way around. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you don't think so? Because I feel like it would be Hydra that would try to play like a Zeus ADC, and like Crow that would play a Wukong. It's so funny to me actually. It feels like it feels like CPO has a crew draft and the crew has a CPO draft right now. Just super funny to me. It's take a mile in my shoes, right? Like,
no, you said you're like, you know what I mean? I'm like, no,
not even a little bit, Music. You're insane. You're speaking in tongues.
I think I took it as if like, do you understand what's going on? And I'm looking at this thinking like, I thought I did. I love this game. I look at this game all the time and I see like I try to understand what like the top players are top doing. I love Smite 2, and now I look at this and I'm like, I don't even know Smite 2.
What's going on here? Well, you know what? I will say this. You're not who I thought you were.
Who was that?
Artemis? What happened to the old music? Artemis is a character that I think is very, very good right now. Like, sleepy good. Silver Branch Bow is so good on her. It's so much fun. You pop the 2, and suddenly you are a Gatling gun. Like, I'm done. You got the Tusky, like literally all of those sounds, right? Like,
what? There's
exactly
so many onomatopoeias happening right now.
Exactly. I'm big in the onomatopoeia. They call me onomatopoeia guy. Onomatopoeia. So, but what this Artemis also does is offer a lot of protection to the backline because it's very hard to dive in Artemis, right? Because what do? I want to jump in on an Artemis. Okay, I pop Tusky. Now what? Do you have beads? If you don't have beads, you're getting stunned, kid. And if you get stunned, that means you are being held still long enough for me to rip into you with like 6 auto attacks all at once. That is how fast this character is able to fire off some of these autos. So the Soul is safe, the Artemis is safe, and the Charon is able to play at range to help dive with Kali or whoever the crew is going to last pick here. So then we know that this crew team looks really, really solid as like a really good front to back almost, because they're impossible to jump in the back, and then Kali in the back lane should be able to go forward with who, I wonder, is going to be left for a solo lane. I mean, Osiris, I feel, is pretty strong. You still have picks like a Hercules if you really want to get into the mix there. Another really good one. Just a big, beefy boy is what I want. And just a big, true frontline guy for the crew really rounds this draft out pretty well. In Cyberpunk Otters, you have so much setup, but so much dive too. I mean, Guan Yu's able to get in the mix. Aladdin gets in the mix. Naja too. You sash in, find an ultimate, make space, via pulling somebody up, and that forces people to either corral around their teammate that has been thrown into the air to help jump on the Naja after they come down, but also CPO is going to corral that area too. So it forces people to kind of come together to argue about who's going to be able to pick the guy that's coming down from the sky. But then Zeus is able to be a mage that can play up with the rest of his team and be aggressive. He's so hard to jump on top of. He has so much damage. Plus, you can build like a shifters on him and suddenly the guy can't die, right? So I'm a big fan of both of these teams' comps. I'm just very interested to see how Crew finishes up their draft.
Musi, you said something earlier on about how these gods look like they should belong on each other's sides.
Yes.
Look down.
Yeah. Amaterasu.
Wait. Amaterasu. Musi. Wait.
Sure.
I like this. No, I think I like this though because. Wait, do I like this? Okay, so you mentioned like the Mickey solos, right? And
oh.
I don't know if this is this Mickey?
Oh. Names just got switched there. See? Gut instinct. I don't know. I saw
like
Zeus
right
Min and I was like Shunga best? Zeus Min?
Yeah, this isn't very
Girl?
girl boss. Like, what is this?
Girl,
like,
I don't know about that. Is a wrinkly old man. No, not so much. Now, Soul? Yes.
Yes.
Every day of the week.
Yes.
Amaterasu is interesting here for me. And I like what this Amaterasu brings to the table. It's not quite the big, beefy frontliner, but it is a lot of utility for the CPO team, especially for this Artemis. It's a gas pedal for the Artemis, plus a strength pedal for objectives. The CPO composition screams to me objective burn. But also, what if we get to live in the world where it's Amaterasu support Charon solo? Because then
I was thinking
because like then the early Gold Furies become so juicy and delicious. Like Artemis Amaterasu pulls up to a gold and maybe Soul rotates or maybe Akali rotates. Girl, bye. Like it is donezo. So Crew have to make sure that we got awards on that Gold Fury side of the map because it's going to get dicey pretty quick if we don't acknowledge that threat potential. Plus, if it is Amaterasu solo, I would really, really, really like to see inbound focus on proxying some waves and rotating out of that lane. Because Amaterasu is not killing a Wukong anytime this generation, but an Amaterasu that rotates to a mid pad, rotates to a Gold Fury, becomes infinitely more valuable than the Amaterasu that's just trying to push down a lane.
Musi, you know what I like about this Amaterasu support, potentially, is
Potential.
It's kind of like, do you remember in Skyrim when you were like, you know, there was points where you would like go and like fudge numbers in a ledger? That's kind of what Amaterasu does to fights because her passive takes away damage from the enemies, right? Reduces the numbers. She has her one, which can either give movement speed or attack speed, brings up the numbers. Things like that is what Amaterasu can bring, but will it be enough for CPO to win Game 3? We'll find out as we dive on in Game 3 of OSL's Athens Division. Season 9 of Week 4 is happening right here, right now. Morty and Musi in the booth today. Nova behind the scenes, and we've got our races in our places. Musi, go ahead.
So it is Hydrogen playing Zeus ADC.
Nice.
Rabbit is playing Naja jungle. And Aladdin is in the mid lane. So I do not have a particular amount of faith in Naja jungle at this point in time. I feel that Naja's clear is fairly slow compared to some of the other junglers. Maybe since that pass came through that made the jungle a little bit easier to clear, maybe he can actually get through it. But also, feels like Naja is very easy to like, it's very easy to interrupt his game plan in Smite 2. You're like, I'm going to sash, I'm going to ult, I'm going to get in there, I'm going to crit. But like, crit in the jungle does not feel particularly good. I know in Smite 1, you would like go for like a cheeky Deathbringer in the build somewhere. That would really make your ult slap, but feels like you don't quite get that. Maybe with the flat pen changes, this Naja pick becomes good. The lethality could come in clutch here. So I'm keeping my eyes on Rabbit to see how he plays this, because I think there's a lot to learn there. Amaterasu in the solo lane versus Wukong. This is the most do-nothing solo lane I think I've ever seen in my life. Although Crow's Wukong is pretty good. He's got the Sunder start there as well, so you know he wants to play fairly aggressively. And a Wukong is pretty safe, so there's a chance that maybe Crow could bully out Amaterasu. But What I would really like to see from Bobby in this lane is just to ignore the Wukong. Ignore the Wukong, clear some neutrals, go proxy, and go rotate. Because Amaterasu in a team fight is just infinitely better than an Amaterasu in like a 1v1. And then when it comes to this dual lane again, where you talked about Hydrogen on the Zeus, Artemis Charon feels pretty safe to me. Very tough couple of characters to jump on once they have their ultimates. And this Artemis scales. I'm talking escalator up to the 5th floor, baby. She can get up there once she gets some items online. The Silver Branch bow that was recently added to Smite 2 really pushes this character over the edge. So very excited to see what's up there. This is an early rotation.
Very early rotation, but it could be very nice. As Crow's taken down to half health, and the clone is put down, but Beast does not care. The damage is there, and oh boy, does it hurt. First blood goes to CPO.
That is the drawback of having Sunder in the solo lane. Yes, you have a very aggressive relic to be able to pull out in the nick of time to get some damage off, and Wukong is traditionally a very safe character. The caveat, when you have your ultimate pre-level 5, you are not as safe as you think you are, so it's a good heads-up play from Beast there to be like, listen, I can get this guy. Amaterasu has the silence dash to take Wukong out of animals, so if Crow tried to Ox form out of there, they didn't successfully knock up Amaterasu. She chases afterwards. Kali gets the kill regardless. So really good start there from Beast. Kali getting an extra 500 gold in the pocket. This is another character that needs extra gold in order to be able to accelerate her game plan of being that late game hyper carry jungle. So again, as with the last 2 games, this is a good start for Beasts. Now, can CPO turn that into more? Can Beast keep up the pressure on the map? It looks like we're starting a Dagger of Frenzy, and it looks like we're double dipping in the solo lane because rocks are up.
Crow says, not again. Please stop coming to my lane. I can't handle this. Beast is going straight for Crow, but a very nice 3 will get Crow back towards the tier 1 tower. Looks like they'll make it there just fine, but Firebrands might not be so safe. Chang'e Best just took those down almost immediately.
Yeah, Soul has some pretty good clear, especially now that she's got that aspect too, because she's able to get actual damage off with her abilities. So hold on.
Okay, really good damage here from Beast onto Rabid. Forces Rabid under the bush. Chang'e Best shows up as well to take away the red buff. Rabid might look to try and secure it, but the red buff's not coming up anytime soon. Looks like the timer might be a little bit off for what CPO we're anticipating. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a skirmish on the left side of the map. Koja Fox down to a couple hundred health, but we do have quite a bit of heals through Conviction, and Sherry is in a really bad spot. And a lamp thrown out in mid lane. Tito's is taken in. The 3 lands. Zaduan's got damage. Kufik Invocation off cooldown in any moment now. 3, 2, 1. That's fine. We'll settle for the 2. Zaduan gets the kill on the left side of the map. Tito's dead, but there might be more happening here. The ult isn't up for Hydrogen, but there is maybe something that could happen. But Cherry was able to just paddle away, but no, we're going for a pull on the 3, a good stun, but beads the way. So we pulled a lot of resources in that entire thing altogether.
Man, Crew gets away with murder in that moment. If Beast jumps over the wall towards that gold camp, catches out the Aladdin, Daduan's pretty much done for, but they just lack the vision. They don't know where he went. But also maybe jumping over there is a little bit sketchy, knowing that Hydrogen is around the corner and has the ultimate. So CPO played a little safe. Artemis was able to keep the Aladdin occupied for so long. He lost his beads. So it almost makes me wonder if maybe Beast can find a gank onto this Aladdin mid sooner rather than later.
Oh, ult thrown down from Chang'e Best, and Rabbit's health bar has suffered
Tick
quietly.
damage?
Oh my goodness, the tick damage is wild as the Daduan falls to Daduan takes down Chang'e Best and runs up over the wall immediately after. Beast continuing on the chase, but won't find much more afterwards. It's level 6 on Bastet and 7 for Daduan. They're still skirmishing here. Daduan feels comfortable that maybe they can take this fight if they've got the wish for it, but the Genie Wish wasn't ready just yet.
So we're still able to keep the pressure on with this Aladdin. Even on the left-hand side, it's an ultimate from Charon, but who can we catch? Nobody. But it's just about showing up and keeping the pressure on.
Hey, the wave.
The Charon ult or the minion wave? Hey-oh. Shout outs, by the way, Cheerio steals 3 minions away from Shunga Best because of Bluestone. And that's what you have to do from support. It's all about confirming your own farm. So W play from Cheerio. Shunga Best understands that's just the name of the game, and that's just what it comes down to.
Forcing ult off of Crow because they want to go back in for a fight. Find a stun. Sunder used and Rapid ganks and hits another stun. Locked in place for a couple seconds, and Zazu says, I have no reaction time, and I don't have beads either.
Yeah, Bobby starts off with the Golden Blade here instead of any protection, and it's good for the clear, but in my mind, Amaterasu Mirror pretty much one-taps a wave anyways, so you maybe could have started like maybe a Shifters or something along those lines, the generically good starter item, which is, incidentally, what Crow got. So, good stuff there. Guan Yu all down. Shunga Best does quite a bit of damage so far. You look at that Spirit Desolation, that early flat pen, and Koja Fox doesn't have any magical prots yet. And this Guan Yu build is pretty cut and dry these days. You go Breastplate of Valor, Genji's Guard, as well as the Heartwood Charm. And when you're in that dual lane, you need the physical prots first to tank minion waves and to tank that ADC. So there's an opportunity here for Shunga to really get some poke damage off when she's able to find it.
Okay, so Moonlight Ritual utilized. The Duin is looking for another lamp and stuffs it right in the face of Chang'e Best. There's no need to aim if I'm right in front of you. This Apparate is used, so Chang'e Best has a little bit of breathing room, but what happens right after? We get out of the lamp. Chang'e Best is alive, but not for long. The Duin gets the kill, and Lightning Storm thrown down. No more deaths in the mid lane, but an important one onto Chang'e Best, who is getting shut down early. That's a really smart move from the crew.
Crew also walk away with the Moonlight Ritual, so that's going to push Nagas on the map. And what I really enjoy... Hold on. You just walking away? Or just walking away? One of the things that I really find funny about this crew composition is we saw Rabbit take Chang'e into the sky with Naja ult. The moment she comes down, boom, into the lamp. Like, as above, so below. You are trapped in a 1v1. What's extra good, too, is Hydrogen covers the option and throws the Zeus ult outside of that lamp, too. So even though Chang'e escapes, she just ends up eating a bunch of lightning damage. So that's the way that the comp plays. It's kind of neat. Forcing some false isolation here, maybe a true isolation at that point. To say, listen, you're going to be fighting the 5v4 at the end of this because we're going to get that pick. Now, if you're CPO, the answer to this... beads and more beads. We just got to make sure that we're not getting hit by an Naja ult to get stuffed into an Aladdin lamp. We got to make sure that we're pre-beadsing Aladdin lamp. So maybe a Talisman of Purification somewhere or a Magi's for our squishies. Just a layer of redundancy that shuts down the game plan of the crew, at least for their team fights. Because the other option that they could take here is getting in with a Guan Yu ultimate to kind of cause some havoc, or sending a Wukong to the backline as well. That's where he really specializes, just being able to Tiger form a squishy.
Okay, so a fight unfolding in mid lane. Summon Sticks utilized, does hit Koja Fox right in the face, but not a lot of follow-up afterwards. So it's really just kind of a safe play. You mentioned that earlier, that Cherry and Tito's, mainly Cherry here, a very safe god to have, and you're just kind of providing space for your team so CPO doesn't fall too far behind. 10 minutes into the game, it is 4-2, a 1K gold lead for the crew, and things are starting to look pretty nice, and I tried to find another rhyme, but I couldn't.
Hey, you're a poet, and you can show it. You just gotta know it.
Oh,
Crow gets a kill on Beast? What the dog doing? What is going on over there? Yeah, it was interesting. I did see Bobby proxy all the way over to Phoenix, but ultimately not able to get much from it. Oh.
Wait. Oh, Dadoon kills Tito's under the tower. Runs up the tower itself, but Chang'e Best shows up and says, no, you're not going to get that for free. Ult thrown down.
Good pre-beats.
Do enough, and Dadoon does 50 health, and Cherry's able to find the kill through Spectral Surge. Very nice kill for Cherry.
Man, Chang'e Best had a solid pre-beads. When it comes to Aladdin Lamp, and I hear Aggro's voice echoing in my head at that Vegas lane every single time. You cannot reaction beads the Aladdin ult. You have to pre-beads it. Chang'e Best pre-beads the lamp, and Dadoon goes for the ultimate anyways. The timing was just perfect for the soul, and that enables her to live and find that kill. This game's a lot closer than the other ones. We're just about neck and neck when it comes to map state. It feels like CPO should have the ability to pull and burn an objective, but Crew's teamfight ultimates kind of want to fight around objectives because they are all about causing havoc and chaos.
Summon sticks again for CC immunity this time. Again, a safe pick, but Ninja ult takes Cherry into the sky for a couple moments, but what goes up must come down. Hydrogen gets the kill, and Gold Fury seems to be next on the chopping block. The crew make their way as 4 members. They're doing the only one that's not there, and is actually getting jumped in mid lane in the meantime. Chang'e Best does kill the Doing thanks to the help of Beast, but everybody else from the crew on top of Gold, which means CPO say, well, we can just go get Pyro, I guess. It's a pretty nice consolation prize.
Yes, being able to split the map there is good for CPO. Killing Aladdin is just the cake on top. That's going to help keep the game state even. I almost like it a bit more for CPO because we're so close to that Moonlight Queen Naga spawning that having a bomb in the back pocket to clear that will be very handy. And I really want to see CPO on this Moonlight Queen Naga spawn. Specifically, I want to see this Artemis rotate for it because you have the Amaterasu here. Like, you have such crazy good objective damage. Now, our Amaterasu is building maybe a little bit differently from what I would expect. I see that Prophetic Cloak, which it's going to take a little bit to get that stacked up. The instant gratification of a Shoguns or a Berserkers here would be a bit stronger in my eyes, just because it helps her box a little bit better and offers a bit more to the team if you pick up that Shoguns, which I really hope I see somewhere in the build just to enable this Artemis. She's going to scale so hard if she's given the chance to do so. CPO are just playing for this late game Artemis to really show up in team fights and just cause an issue. Plus, I mean, you know, good for your soul to get some passive stacked up for her heat generation build-up. Speaking of soul.
Okay, that's very bad news. I was all of a sudden a little worried, now very worried, because Koja Fox is there too. Conviction
That's a good ult.
hears him out of the tower for a very long moment. Koja Fox down to a couple hundred health, but wait, the bleed from Spectral Surge gets the kill. Very nice. And also dead is Tito's over there on the left side of the map to Hydrogen, but Rabbit going hand in hand with Beast are just duking it out like 2 rams knocking horns. Into the sky goes Beast, and down they go. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. But the fight continues to unfold from there. Chang'e Best shows up, throws a little bit of damage, and then walks away right after. And Hydrogen a little bit late to the party.
Not quite able to get that last bit of damage that they were looking for. Chang'e Best has to fall back. Rabbit's got that shifter shield, so they're very tanky.
Oh no, Chang'e Best health bar just disappeared. Hydrogen really wants her dead, and they will die there. Hydrogen going for a double? Yeah, Hydrogen's looking for some get back after last game. You want to laugh at me for the Poseidon build? You're all gonna pay.
Well, I mean, look at the magic that happens when you go damage items. Reaper, Dagger of Frenzy, a shifter shield on the way. Yeah, the Zeus is gonna be able to swing. The autos are popping off. Can Kali get a flank here? No. No, we cannot. He thought about it. He thought better about it. Crew opens up the map with that tier 2 mid tower. Moonlight Queen Naga spawning soon. I wanted to see CPO on it right away, but it's going to be a tough pull from them because we are falling a bit behind. But we do need to respond. It's time to put our foot down. We have good teamfight presence. We just got to use it.
Nice jump. Hydro takes Pyromancer. That is a huge jump for the crew. Take a look at where we're at here, Muse. So the Moonlight Queen is spawning right now. It's 11-5 at 15 minutes in. And there's a pretty sweet 4K gold lead for the crew. And look at the way things have been swinging back and forth on the gold charts. I mean, it's been a pretty, I don't want to say, it's the opposite of stagnant. It's been just a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's like a little rumble there. Moonlight Queen Naga is the pull. Guan Yu ultimate. CPO confirmed with their bomb.
Oh, very good. Very, very good play. And Beast forced to use their ult to live. Zazu takes down Koja in the back line. Crow kills Beast as well. 1 dead on each team, but we're continuing to fight. Cherry is way back there, looking to make sure that the rest of the team escapes well. Zazu is the only one left near the pit, but it looks like Cherry's going in for a quick extraction. We got to get into the chopper.
Get to the chopper. So I do see CPO go for that Moonlight Queen Naga. I really like that play from them because they have such really good objective damage like Confirm and Teamfight around these things. Maybe Crow could be the next to fall here as Hydrogen is just soloing a Gold Fury. Shoutouts. Can you do it?
Shifter shield, let's
Hold
go.
Let's go, Shifters. Good job, Hydro.
Nice.
Bye, Crow.
Oh, man, this has been a crazy day of like, this has just been nuts. Taduin showing up on the right side of the map. Zazu is all of a sudden taken into a very rough spot. The Thunderdome. Here comes the lamp from Taduin, and Zazu stands no chance of living. Not with the.
He stuck out.
He got out of the lamp. He got out of the. He's not gonna. Yeah, he won't get too far because that Ninja Oat will take them up immediately after escaping the lamp. Rapid is able to take advantage of Zazu there, but Hydrogen is chasing away Chang'e Best yet again. Hydro throwing hands with whoever wants smoke. Hydro is hungry for success. He's never been more starving.
Chang'e Best around the corner. Disapparate to chase after. The 2 is off the mark. The Stellar Burst doesn't find purchase, but look at the rotation from Artemis. She could try to challenge here.
Wait, did Hydrogen take their yellow buff? He's got one. Taduin gets a double kill on the right side of the map. Way more importantly, that's Beast and Cherry both dead. Does that mean FG? I mean, Hydra's got the DPS. We just saw it on Gold Fury. We'll try and DPS on the Chang'e Best. How about that? Disapparate use and Crow in the chase. Can we find a stun? Look at the movement speed from Hydrogen. Oh my goodness, the damage is wild. Hydrogen is online.
Yeah, does the Zeus have speed? No, he can just move that fast. That is just what he does. He's got the leather cowl plus his, little shield charge that he does to get attack speed and movement speed. And yeah, you're right, Ward, it is a Fire Giant pull because CPO is just not in a position to truly contest. Maybe Bobby can explode and try to go for a steal, but it's not a good look.
Yeah, the 2, I mean, it does some damage, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take an objective. But Zazu's going in anyways. Maybe we find a kill at least. Something to take. Yeah, taking down Koja's massive there as Taduin takes care on into the lamp. And Cherry's in a pretty rough spot as the FG's still getting burned on the outside. Who's going to take it? It's down to 1,000. Zazu's in the pit. And Beast is able to steal. Beast takes the FG out of the hands of the crew like ripping candy from a baby. But the baby fights back. Crew get 3 kills in the process. Zazu, Beast, and Cherry deceased. Tombstones lie in the Fire Giant pit, but the crew just can't find the Fire Giant itself.
The little baby is teething, and they got the little gnashers to be able to take you down to size. You'll think twice before stealing my lollipop. But that's an important steal from CPO. Crew end up burger flipping that Fire Giant, and I really like Beast goes in and they actually end up focusing out Rabbit on the pit the whole time that Hydrogen's trying to get the damage confirm in there, but we just didn't really have that big burst that we need to get that last bit of damage there. Whereas Kali has got that in spades. She can throw out a quick lash and make short work, but that was from Friar to plate a burger flip from Crew, and CPO end up winning it at the end of the day. Does this mean that CPO gets to turn the game around immediately? Not quite, right? There's still the map state to address. Your mid-tier 2 is down. This Zeus is running the map right now. We need to figure out a plan to lock him down. We have good team fight. We have the dazzling offensive, but the demise is still a little bit far away. I really want to see CPO just start grouping up as 5 and making something work here. Gone are the days to go push down a lane, right? Like, yeah, your jungler's down 2 levels. Look up. I need you to go in a backline or stun them and die because the rest of us are going to come through with the big damage.
Fight in mid lane, potentially Taduin is here, and he casts all of his abilities and then runs back. Wait, summon sticks utilized. Maybe CPO feel confident. After all, they've got 2 members with FG. Chang'e Best has got some damage. Tito's has got some damage. And thanks to FG, it's even more damage. So maybe they can win a fight here, but they decide, probably not worth it. The crew, wait. The crew are going to go for gold. They have 2 members on top of it. Rabbit and Hydro could burn this very fast, thanks to the help of Koja too, so nobody dies. And Crow is being looked at by 4 members of CPO. Taduin chases off Zazu. It looks like Crow is in a pretty rough spot, but he has an ult, he's got an escape, he's got a dagger. I don't think Crow dies ever.
No, Crow should be pretty okay. If there's one thing Wukong can do, it's stay alive for an annoying amount of time. This keeps the attention of CPO so that Crew can take a look at that left side. And What is CPO going to get in return? A tier 1 tower? It doesn't feel like a very good trade. While Deduin is able to harass out the mid, CPO is going to have a big problem on their hands. Crew has so much sustain and so much damage because of the Zeus and the Guan Yu in tandem. The setup is so good. If Crow can delay any of the backs here, CPO is going to end up losing a bird.
But yeah, this left side bird is in a really bad way as Hydrogen and Koja Fox are looking right at it on the right side of the map, though. Crow finally got chased down. What happened to the dagger? Wait, but what? It's just not. He's just gone, but the bird in the mid lane is gone too. Hydrogen takes it down, but wait, the dazzling offensive is ready to go. The lightning storm thrown down in response. Summon sticks from downtown, and it hits Hydrogen right on the face. Hydro has no mana, but Conviction ready to go to heal the team so Crew can escape quite easily. The Crew feel confident in their escape, but CPO are moving rather quickly too, but the tier 1 tower will stop Cyberpunk Otters from getting too much farther. So CPO will take that down, so that doesn't happen again.
CPO have to try to push out this mid lane as much as they can. I mean, killing Crow but losing your Phoenix is not a great trade unless you can make something more happen from it. Pyro pull is here, but Hydrogen was able to back and is here at the fight with a full bar of mana.
Wow, Chang'e Best takes down the Pyro. Deduin is able to kill Cherry though, so CPO keep taking objectives, but they keep suffering casualties in the process. Koja Fox dashes forward, heals the team, and they run forward as a unit. The Crew feel confident in whatever they want to do. Maybe they don't get that Pyro, but FG spawns in about a minute or so, a little bit less than that. The Crew are setting up for it.
Crow is just so annoying. Look at this build, Berserker's Kinetic, which is an interesting combination for Sun Wukong.
Yeah.
I love it. It just makes it really hard to kill him, especially because, like, the Amaterasu does attack damage. You see Kali is building an auto attack build as well, and you have the Artemis, so the plating comes in clutch here. It's why Crow has been able to live so long and be such a thorn in the side of CPO.
Yeah.
Man, things are looking good for the Crew here, right? You're going to go for Fire Giant after this. And you've got Zeus Ult, as well as Guan heals. So the pull from Crew, they can sit here, pull FG, back out, heal, go back to pulling again. So CPO, the onus is on them to try to make something happen here. They've got to be the aggressors. They have to be the ones to start this fight. Or try a pull. I dig this.
Oh, yes.
A ladder
yes, yes. Summon Sticks is used to zone Crow for a moment. Looking to Deduin goes into the pit. Chang'e Best secures Fire Giant. Deduin takes down Tito's in the process. Shell of Rebuke thrown down on top of the lamp, but into the lamp is Deduin by themselves with a couple members of CPO with FG belts too. Dagger ready for beast, but ult utilized instead, and the dagger is utilized. Wait, no, they just go out of the lamp. The dagger's so good on the field, but Crow hits the revive in the nick of time. Very nice. And wait a minute, but Beast will fall immediately after. The revive doesn't do much, but by a little amount of time. But FG taken by CPO yet again. But when you lose 3 members, who really loses?
The CPO have such good burn on the Fire Giant, but the flank from Deduin, they poke everybody out with the Kufik invocation right after, or like right in the middle of that FG pull. That half health's Chang'e Best, and now the soul has to get out, and the Artemis gets immediately exploded. So now you're down your late game hyperscaler ADC, so it takes CPO longer to get the FG killed, and that buys Crew enough time to show up and show out and get the fight on. Everybody from CPO goes into that lamp as well, instead of just cutting their losses and trying to leave. So now Chang'e Best and Amaterasu will be the only ones left with FG at this point. Crew don't need Fire Giant to win fights. They've shown this time and time again. Only thing they need is just the space and opportunity to get in the mix. With an Ancient Gold Fury confirmed here, those sidebirds are effectively useless at this point. This is the third Gold Fury here for the Crew too. So they have all 3 pips, which makes their siege super, super good.
Right, Summon Sticks to buy some space for Cherry. Mid Ritual is a really big tool here too. Let's try and throw everything we can and more at CPO so we can get this game over with. 25 minutes in, 23-9, and it's a 6K gold lead for the crew, and it seems to be piling up more and more as the Pyromancer falls. Add another K on.
Crew and CPO. If you're CPO at this point, there are two targets in my mind that really have to be addressed here. The Aladdin is late game and is hitting very, very hard, and this Zeus is irritating as all being to deal with in a team fight. We have to find a way to dogpile this Zeus when he doesn't have any friends. Kali, in my mind, should be able to stick to him pretty well. Shugabest gets caught out. Ooh.
Wow, this is really not good for CPO. Losing Changabest spells really bad news for your future fights. Lightning Storm thrown down, and Zazu in the back line, quite tanky, but not invulnerable. Look at the summon sticks thrown. It does provide a bit of space, but Deduin is continuing to W key at Squishies. Tito's is dead. That's a double for Deduin. Can we make it 3? Beast kills Hydro, and that's a double for Beast, but another kill for Deduin, make it a triple, and we're gonna continue running at anyone that looks at Deduin funny. They're just ignoring Cherry. They don't even care that he's still alive. The game can end right now, and it looks like that's what crew are going for. The left side bird is getting burned. There it goes. Cherry is there, staring, watching, saying, please don't come towards our Titan. The crew say, okay, we'll give you a bit of time. We'll let you fight back one more time.
CPO is going to be respawning soon, so it's a scary rush to go for that Titan. The sure play, the safe play, is to go for mid bird and right bird here. You could probably go straight to right bird and let that mid pusher put pressure on that mid, but everybody is scattered at this point. There's probably a lot of gold in pocket to be able to pick up and spend. Final builds are coming online. Deduin has their Ob Shard to go with their Archmage's Gem. So now their poke is just terrifying. Hits you with that Kufik invocation. It's going to hurt. Taking a look at Hydrogen's build, I see the Rip Talon. What if we were to go for the last item there? We have a pretty okay amount of penetration, right? 10% on Rip Talon, 10 flat on the Reaper. A lot of our damage is just coming from that attack damage stat, so we're relying on that Bracer of the Abyss and the Dagger of Frenzy to do most of what we do. So I feel like maybe we don't need too much damage. Maybe you could go like a Dominance here. It'd be kind of good. So that your basic attacks have penetration. The Artemis build, now we have some more attack speed. Odysseus bow online. No Silver Branch, though. I feel like if we don't see it in the last item slot, it's a bit of a missed opportunity for a character that can have such a high attack speed and really make use of that item. Beast got their Chin's Blade online. Looks like a Smite 1 Kali build, to be honest. Yeah, maybe not tier thing. It's a bit of a new invention, but I dig it. But who can you stick to? That's the tough part about playing this Kali auto attack. You know, Kali normally is able to go to a backline, explode somebody immediately, and then dip out. Kali auto attack has to stick to their target a little bit. It's hard to stick to a Zeus that can stun you. It's hard to stick to an Aladdin that's just going to wall run away. And if you can't stick to a mid or an ADC, who are you supposed to kill? Pro does not care if you auto attack him. I'm going to tell you that right now. That guy's Kinetic Cuirass and Berserkers. He could not care less. And if you're a jungler, auto attack Kali who's focusing all your damage on a Guan Yu support, we got to have a talk. we gotta have a long conversation about why we're doing that. Long. So it feels like we are all in on objective burn, but we can't reliably get these objectives without losing people in the process. But then we're also missing items like a Shogun's to really push people's attack speed over the edge so that we can just super burn away objectives. And I see that metal... Right, yeah, like Hydrogen's just able to do this by himself because he's super far ahead and super fed.
Shout out Shifters.
But I'm surprised that we're not living in the world where Bobby has Shoguns to stand next to Artemis and Kali and just look at an FG and be like, hey, look, it's dead. Yippee!
Hydrogen almost died at the AGF, but Rabbit said, yeah, I'll come help you out. And then look, Hydrogen's just life stealing? Okay, right. Shout out Riptown. Shout out Shifter Shield. And 30 minutes in, 27-10. This is a beatdown. This is a stomp. CPO are on life support, but still breathing. The crew, wealthy, millionaires, feel confident, life's good.
They've got that special kind of water that they wash their face with that it's in a separate bottle. I want to have that kind of wealth. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Bye, Chunga.
Oh, no. Wait. Very nice. Oh, wait. Disapparate.
She's
Chunga.
alive.
Guys, please. Pop the challenge. Pop the third. Oh, lamp. Wait, Beast is in all of a sudden a really bad place, but Beast is fine with feeling the fight. Dashing through. Ult used. Beast is saying, let's fight. Let's go. Beast is able to take down
FG. FG.
I'll tell you what. Wait, FG! Yeah, good shot, FG. It's getting burned. It's down to 5. It's down to 4. CPO on top of it, but Crew have a couple members nearby too. Rabbit takes Zazu into the air, and when they land, they surely will die. Rabbit kills Zazu, and Beast is very low, but just showed up to the fight. Deduin is running at the support, and Crow goes to Tito's. 2 dead for CPO, and all of a sudden, that FG, while it did get all of its health back, it will surely fall very quickly. Chong got best in a really weird spot yet again, and Crow is just going to go slow her down and say, well, you're not going to be taking this today, especially not with an ult.
Chong got best. It's inevitable that she'll die, but how much damage can she do before she goes? Ooh, not that much. All right. Back on the FG pull. Who's left to defend? Beast, but no ultimate. The FG's going to go to Crew. Yeah. Man, what a weird split there. And okay. He is.
Hey,
that guy exploded. That was crazy. Shout out, Aladdin. How about it?
Oh man, that's a build. Mark it down if you want to do that.
I'm writing that one down. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice one. And the Crew are going to use that one to go towards the Titan room. And I think they might be able to end this with Beast and Best dead. Summon Sticks is utilized to provide a bit of space. And look at Zazu going right for the back line. Dazzling offensive stops him for a moment. Dagger ready. And used just now by Koja. By Hydro. Really nice. And the Lightning Storm thrown down. And looks like we're focusing on the Titan. Look at the chain of lightning go straight for Tito's head and electrocutes him to death. 2 dead for CPO. Hydrogen catching pressure in the back line, but Coda's able to help him out just fine. Cherry goes through to do it and takes him down. CPO are defending their Titan quite well, I might add. See, Zazu just killed Crow again pretty easily, and Koja Fox is so comfy back there, but how long will you be comfy for? Yeah, the heals will only help you so much. You've got to heal. You've got to dash. Somehow you've got to get out of there. Koja Fox and Hydrogen, the dual lane for the Crew, are the only 2 left alive. Windsprite brings them a little bit farther forward, but CPO can ride the wave as well. Just because you think you can end this game doesn't mean you can. 4 dead. Maybe make it 5. Summon 6. Does it connect? Can you juke? Windsprite away, but the Summon 6 is still on the way. Barely able to get out of the way, but Beast is still chasing. Hits the sun, a couple basics, and Koja's still alive? Are you kidding me? That's still fine. CPO defended their Titan and then some.
Well, what in the world? I mean, Crew were in the Titan room ready to go crazy. Artemis is able to trade a kill before they die. Cherio is able to find the damage on top of Deduin to keep them out of the fight for a bit. And with those 2 dead, CPO are able to shove off. Dude, Shanga Best, 1 in 6 does not tell you the story of how many times she has actually escaped death. Uh-oh, we're pulling gold. Uh-oh, we got it though.
Wait, CPO got gold. That's really big for them. This is a huge swing in the right direction. The Crew can't catch up to him. CPO are fighting their way back into this.
Oh my goodness, but how long can you keep this fight up? And how many times are the Crew going to stumble trying to finish up this game? It's going to come down to an EFG pull in order to wrap this one up. I can't believe this, but the attack speed Kali is finally having its heyday. When it's able to find somebody in isolation, not too shabby at all, right? Not too shabby at all. Being able to go in and get that damage. So now we're in this situation where we're in kind of like a deadlock here. Gold's pretty much even. It's going to come down to who's able to kill who first. Dreamer's Idol pick up there for Deduin. We sold the lamp. So the plan here from the Crew, Doing should be one-shotting somebody. Ideally, the Artemis or the Soul, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you can one-shot the Kali because she should be able to pop the ult in time. You can reaction cast ult in time for that Kufik Invocation. But Silver Branches are online for Akali and for Artemis. This is it. This is the late game hyper carry that we see here. Devos is stacked. Silver Branch locked in. We're jumping on Hydrogen, who's all alone.
Yeah, but not actually alone. Rabbit's around the corner. Lightning Storm thrown down, a stun put on a Rabbit. Zazu feels like they can take this fight, and I think they can too. Look at Summon 6 coming from downtown, but will show up in enough time to help the team. Connects to 3, maybe make it 4. Hydrogen can juke it, but no one else can. The crew are all of a sudden in a pretty weird spot, but the scepter's thrown down. It does lock down 2. Then Zazu very low. Koja Fox on the chase, but looks like
look at that damage.
Gonna make it out alive. Look at the damage here. But what can happen after? Looks like no kills will be suffered. Both teams need to get ready for this EFG that spawns in about a moment.
Beast is down for 40 seconds. CPO had to try to find more kills off of losing their jungler, but Crew do a good job backing out. That Scepter of Dominion used to try to keep people in place, I feel like it accidentally ends up separating CPO from any kind of follow-up that they could have. You wanted to bait Crew into coming after CPO there. 20 seconds until Beast is up. Crew will have the advantage trying to pull this. That's why they're going to go for it right away. CPO have to play for time. We're not in position to stop it right away.
Game 3 and playoff implications on the line. This CFG means everything. 8,000 health on it so far. The Crew are fine with committing to the burn, but they would like a fight as well. Look at Koja running right into the back line.
Okay.
Finds one summon. Summon 6
Burger!
ready. Does it secure? Tito's takes it. Tito's takes it. Tito just took the EFG. The Crew can't fight it after. CPO escape and run for their lives. This game is still going.
Oh my god, CPO have got to run for the hills or wait for the EFG to go back in! Hydrogen's dead!
Changabis just took another's life. Crew have lost Hydrogen.
Got two!
And
Got
CPO have never looked better. The Scepter of Dominion stuns 2, and Koja, the Rabbit goes right back in. I don't think you can kill Chang'a Best.
Oh!
Surely not. Chang'a Best is still alive. The monster cannot be slain.
Oh my god, you want to talk about Slay Girl? That's insane! CPO aren't able to back up just enough to be able to regen off of EFG and then shove it right back down into the fight. Finding Hydrogen is good. Finding Crow and Rabbit is the cherry on top. Now we get to run it down mid lane. Crew is on their last breath here.
The flank, watch it doing. I don't think the Crew know. The Doin's right behind him. Can he delete somebody? We have seen the Doin delete many health bars, but this one being the most important. Look at the ult out from Koja Fox. Swiping and falling, trying to defend the Titan room, but the Titan melts faster than hot butter on a stovetop. Game 3 goes to the Cyberpunk Otters.
What do you mean that was disgusting? Oh my god! Dude.
Holy crap! Oh my gosh!
What a dude! CPO, the king of winning the burger flip, put these guys in a restaurant. Oh my lord!
Musi, Chang'a Best, the queen of the mid lane, is reigning more than ever. Musi, oh
that was
my
disgusting,
God.
Dude. I mean, it finally happened for CPO. Kali and Artemis were able to hit full build and actually do something instead of just getting immediately exploded. And Chang'a Best has been pumping out this damage for pretty much the whole game. But look at Cherio's damage. 54k on this Charon. Just absolutely ridiculous what he's able to pull off with this character. I mean, the world was in the Crew's hand there. We were in that Titan room, what, twice? We just weren't able to finish it. Just weren't able to finish the game. Man. You gotta hand it CPO. They held on. They held on longer than I think anybody would have given them credit to. They held on for so long.
Yeah.
I need a cigarette. That was.
I need a carton. I'm stressed out, dude. That was.
Oh man.
I kid you not. I have been casting OSL for I think years. That might have been one of the, if not most exciting regular season sets I have seen
It's week
in
4.
a steam. It's week 4. We got plenty of time before. We've got plenty of time before we really start talking about playoffs and fight. We're just chilling. We're supposed to be just chilling. I'm sweating. I've been sweating for hours. I need to go take a shower, so I'm gonna go do that. But before let's get out of here, Muse. You got any more thoughts?
I mean, hey, say what you will about, both CPO and the Crew here. I think these are two teams that are very solid in their own right, and the problems that I think that the teams have are so fixable. But CPO just knows how to play a late game, man. If you allow them to get to the point where they can be full build and level 20, they can just run at you and run it down. If I learned anything today, is that Shungab has still got it on that Yamoja mid. On God. That's crazy what we saw that game too. But if you give Crew an inch, they will take a mile. Just got to figure out how to kill a Titan at the very end there.
Well, I will say this. Cyberpunk Otters, you have found yourself a new mega fan. Thank you to everybody involved with OSL and smitegame for making this happen. Thank you to Musy for joining me here in the booth. Nova for making all the pretty colors you see on screen happen. And most importantly, thank you to every single viewer that tuned in for one heck of a broadcast. It was a delight to be a part of, and we wouldn't be doing this without every single one of you. We will see you next week right here on Smite Game at 3 o'clock Eastern. You do not want to miss this.
I've been underestimated, but I survived and became stronger. Now I'll climb the mountain. I'm mightier than I seem. They try to bury